And with that, we should be live. Also, we have Nick's quite harassable face there immediately in the opening for everybody to see, whether or not you wanted to see it. I apologize for that. That said, I'm actually joined today by Pigpuncher. So how are you doing, Pig?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm eating some fried chicken while we do this.
Awesome. This is not the first time that Pig has been on the channel. The last time he was on here, we were dealing with Steven Anderson and some of the other more NIFB type of dealios. This time we're getting maybe a little more political. That said, Nick is also a Christian supremacist, so it's certainly not outside of my wheelhouse in any way, shape, or form. But how are you guys? What's up?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's both blocked on Twitter.
And I've got a story for mine. So the first thing I want to say is I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. If not, hopefully we'll be able to fix that. Secondly, we are beginning today with a bit of a story. Jake says I need a 30-second opening because of ads. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's a thing that I might need at some point. Anywho, couple things. So anybody in the chat who is a mod, please speak up if you are there. And if you are there, do know that anytime we have, or since dealing with Nick the first time, we have gotten a lot of his supporters immediately in the chat trying to advocate and dog whistle and all that other fun stuff. So if you are a moderator and you are in my chat, when you do see one of his supporters in there, be very, very... I'm giving you permission to be kind of liberal with what you want to do to them. So definitely start with timeouts, definitely start with all that, and then if they continue to be virulent and all that other fun stuff, then go ahead and knock them out. The reason I have this rule here as opposed to on the video game streams, I'll invite the people in to have that conversation so that they can have their absolutely terrible ideas slaughtered live in front of an audience. This time it's a bit different. This time we're focusing on Nick alone. So we don't necessarily need all that fun stuff. All right. Anywho, that all said, also I see we have Susan Turpin in the chat as well, who I believe is the other half of Divine Disbelief. Also, last thing is we do have a bit of a story before we go into this. And that is how I got blocked by Nick Fuentes. Because initially, Nick decided that he wanted to go over my bad optics, as it were, on his stream, without even realizing that all the shit behind me is A, stuff I like, and B, is a wonderful red herring. When somebody goes after the looks of an office as opposed to any actual arguments, that's a quick way to lose the argument immediately, which is just great. Secondly, he made a pretty cringy post on Twitter, because apparently him and Owen Benjamin have been going at each other recently, which is fine. I don't like either of them, so they can hash it out. But we do have this lovely interaction here. And I'll go ahead and throw it up here for everybody to see. Hopefully we can make it large enough for you guys to see. Basically, we have Owen Benjamin's tweet. Not only did I do nothing wrong, I realized from his experience that I was more right than I first thought. Nick is a grifter and a snake. These are not untrue statements. You know that he has a lesbian sister who's married to a black girl and his dad is Jewish? Because, of course, he's anti-LGBT and he's also an anti-Semite.
And racist.
And incredibly racist. He never seems to bring that up on America First. Shall I keep going? Well, first of all, these are ad hom attacks. They don't really mean anything. But the best part is how Nick responded to it. It says, I get a lot of people telling me that Owen Benjamin is a good guy, but they just disagree with how he's attacking me. Now he's attacking my 20-year-old sister. And I had the rest of this tweet. Hold on. I do have it somewhere. I'll find it. But basically, the rest of his tweet here that I forgot to actually click show that in the screenshot because I'm an idiot, was him saying how the things that were said about his sister were disgusting lies, to which I decided to have a bit of a fun response to. But let me find that actual tweet first so as not to strawman Nick, because that's the last thing I would want to do is strawman a nationalistic Nazi.
Wait, is his sister really gay?
From what I understand, no. Because the source for that claim was also, like, a really biased nationalistic source. So, like...
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the actual tweet is considered unavailable on my side now. So that sucks.
Wait, would I be able to find... Well, I mean, I'm blocked by him.
You're blocked by him as well. But I do have a secondary Twitter account that I could access this from. So allow me just a moment to actually go there, possibly.
My story on how I got blocked by him is way shorter. and way less interesting.
Well, we'll get to yours right afterwards because thanks Microsoft Edge for not opening the first time and then opening in 15 different windows the second time. This is why Edge is horrible.
That's why fuck, what program is it that always does that to me? Discord. I always end up opening like 16 tabs of Discord, but they automatically close when one of them opens, so it's fine, but yeah. One problem I've been having is there's like a few games I just can't play on stream. Rust being one of them, which is sad, but yeah.
Why can't you play it on stream?
It takes literally hours to load onto a server.
Oh.
And it crashes my OBS because it's too tough on my fucking Ryzen 7 2700X and GTX 1080 for the Win Edition.
Yeah, see, my issue... Apparently Twitter's not loading on my secondary thing, so I'll continue here in a sec. My problem is that my computer overheats. The heat sink that I have on my CPU isn't the best. So like Resident Evil 2, which my computer can run, it ends up overheating when I try to run it while streaming, which sucks.
Huh. What are you using for your heatsink?
My heatsink, it's a bit... I don't remember the actual model number for it, but the heatsink is a bit small. Like, it barely eclipses the fan. If even. Actually, looking at it right now, it doesn't even really eclipse the fan. So I need definitely a more robust heatsink for that CPU. And obviously, since it's been burning, I need to replace the thermal paste on it anyway, because that's probably boiled up a bit now.
Yeah, for me personally, I've never really had overheating problems with any of my PCs, even my lower end ones. I'm just using the box like stock cooler for my 720, or not my 720, my 2700X.
Gotcha. Yeah, my cooling system for mine's pretty stock as well. But moving on to the next part of this story real quick. So since I can't find the original tweet, if anybody's not blocked by Nick Fuentes, then you're free to go ahead and find this if you want. But my response was to be a little cringe boy. Not saying it's true, but oh, the horror! I wasn't aware that existing as a lesbian and being married was lewd. Holy fuck! I'm clutching my uwoos just thinking about it. Oh yeah, that's right. Because his tweet was that these were lewd and disgusting remarks about his sister, and I'm like, marriage is lewd now? Is that
only gay marriage, of course? Because
it's all about sex, apparently.
Because homophobes can't look at a gay couple without immediately thinking about their sex life.
They look at a gay couple and they're like, he's probably got a 15-foot dong, and he's probably ramming it in his ass every night. I wish I fucking had that.
I guarantee he's got a butt plug in his ass right now.
Like, I know that it's like it's not really good to say that all homophobes are homosexual, because that whole like destruction from within thing is a problem. But at the same time, it is a wonderfully useful insult, because one of the last things a homophobe wants to be is homosexual.
I mean, there's a good amount of homophobes who are in the closet, and they just really like. I don't know.
There is a disproportionate amount. I will agree with that. We actually do have some studies that show that there is a disproportionate amount of that. So his no comment chick is Fuentes crypto, or is he open about his power level? I mean, yeah, he's open that his power level is what, like 15? Like he's roughly 3 times as strong as the farmer that Raditz killed in the beginning of DBZ.
I don't know that reference. Oh wait, no, because in DBZ that's where the power level meme comes from, and
yep.
Like, is 15 like the power level of like a normal person?
So a normal person usually has a power level of like 5, and then like a weightlifter would probably have a power level of like 15 or 20, and then when you get to like anybody who has even a semblance of knowing what the fuck to do, their power level usually hits like triple digits. But the whole joke of the power level thing, though, was that power levels were inaccurate to begin with. So, like, throughout Dragon Ball Z, every time a villain would say, his power level's this, it would always get fudged up, because the fighters learned early on to never actually, like, show their power. They just show it in small bursts when they punch.
Oh, okay. So it's like, that's the reference. Like, oh, never show your true power level when you're like any type of figure, but usually Nazis.
Yeah. There was also the point that during the Namek saga in Dragon Ball Z, if any character flew for any amount of time, it immediately put them on the radar of the enemy scouters, because that used a certain amount of power.
Yeah, I watched a Game Theory episode about Shaggy's power level. I know a little bit about that. That's basically all I know
Don't
about.
make me use more than 2% of my power level, Thanos.
Oh, like man, you're real strong. Don't play with me, Shaggy. I know you're only using 2.3% of your power level.
Jesus, the memes, they will never
Uh,
end. All right,
yeah, but let's be honest. Nick Fuentes' power level is like 2. Less so than a
probably.
normal human. He looks like he's got little noodle arms.
Yeah, it looks like the only thing that actually gives him any weight is his suit.
He weighs.
Like,
If you dunk him in the fucking pool with his suit on, he weighs like 30 pounds. We'll say like 130 pounds. We'll be realistic here.
fair enough. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and do the thing where we play the video and we smack our heads against the wall repeatedly because there are incredibly stupid things being said, and if they're anything that we have the ability to debunk, let's go ahead and do that. So, like every other sentence, probably.
Yeah, I just finished eating some fried chicken too, so this is gonna be fun.
Perfect. Was it chicken tendies or was it like
Oh
on the
no,
bone?
it was on the bone. I got it from Publix.
Ah, okay. Publix isn't that? Oh yeah, that's right. Florida.
Yeah.
You got Publixes everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to work for
They're
the
every.
I used to work for the Publix deli, so I know exactly how to make that chicken.
Yeah, my favorite is the chicken tender subs with like the honey mustard on it. Oh, my favorite.
So we have the chicken tender subs here, but most people here end up getting the Atlanta Falcon sub, which is the chicken tenders. But there's also a jam spread. I can't remember what kind of jam it is, but there's a jam spread on it and like spicy sriracha mayonnaise,
What
and
the?
it's really weird, but it's really good.
I, I'll have to take your word for it, but I mean, I'm not like I'm experimental whenever I eat things. Like I'll eat like I'll go to like the free samples area at Publix, and they'll be serving like fucking fried octopus that's still alive, and I'll eat that. But if it comes to like eating just something like that, I don't know. I don't know.
That's
That sounds a little too weird to me.
like that's a bit too much, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, anywho, Prism says that I missed the original context for all these comments about the topic, but I've known a lot of trans people who used to be anti-SJWs. I'm glad I never fell down that rabbit hole. Yeah, fair enough. I've actually, it's really awkward, like how often people rebel against something that's just them, and then a couple years later they're like, actually, I was an idiot. Here's the thing.
My friend Cindy debated a trans girl on Twitter who was arguing why trap isn't a slant against trans people, and in her bio it said radically apolitical.
But so radically apolitical, but she's arguing the politics of being trans.
Well, yeah, being apolitical means being conservative. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like so like my thing with the trap thing is when somebody tries to say that it's not a slur, I can understand if they're going from like the anime culture type of deal and they try to argue that, but the thing is that if you say that, especially here in the States, it is a slur because we still have 44 states where trans panic is a legal defense for killing a trans person.
Yeah, no,
So
that's the problem.
that's the whole reason why the trap slur is a problem, because it literally in all but 6 states, it literally is something that you can do in order to get a lesser sentence when you commit a murder. Like, that's the reason it's a fucking slur.
Yeah, that's my friend Cindy was arguing, that it's used as a justification by people who literally assault and sometimes murder transgender people.
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to be doing doing a video on that here eventually, but I want to get some more sources from my friend Callan, who's actually a trans sociologist.
Oh damn! Yeah. No, I need to have more people who are like really well educated on those topics as well. Because I always, whenever I argue with, like, it's not hard to argue against transphobes. Like, I think I do a pretty good job at it. But because most of them are very stupid. Their argument is like, "Oh, isn't being trans isn't like it's like being deceitful, right?"
Oh, and they also try to go with the whole what's the other one? Oh, they do like the mutilation talking point.
Oh yeah, they like to bring that one up too. I had oh fuck. So that was what the guy who Vosh debated that we had banned from our server said. He said, "I think in like in about 50 years from now, you guys are going to look back on this as being on the wrong side of history. How you guys force people to mutilate themselves." And it's just like, okay. So he's wondering why he got banned from my server. Really?
Nick has a video on the way that the transsexual surgery works, and I'm using transsexual not as a type of slurring mechanism, but as there was a distinction made in the conversation between Vosh and Blair White that I think needs to be recognized more often.
Yeah, between gender and transgender, and that you haven't had like SRS and transsexual, where they have
you've actually
SRS
had like you've had sexual reassignment surgery, whereas transgender or trans is literally just not cis. If you're not cis, you're trans, but it doesn't mean you're transsexual. That was a distinction that was come to between Vosh and Blair White of all people, and I actually kind of agree with that. But
yeah, because transmedicalism is something that's like I get it, but it's like it's not technically legit. You know?
I think transmedicalism is just a really bullshit method of gatekeeping.
Yeah, I agree, but like I can kind of understand that maybe there should be a distinction between somebody who's maybe non-binary because they are like, no, fuck gender, I'm a gender abolitionist, I'm not going to identify as either, and so technically they're trans, but they probably don't undergo dysphoria and stuff. That doesn't make them less valid as people or anything. But, you know.
Also, we do have somebody who has Jake3D in the chat and also Shadow Cheer in the chat have grabbed the original tweet from Nick so that we have the full context for his tweet. I get a lot of people telling me about Owen Benjamin as a good guy, but they just disagree with how he's attacking me. Now he's attacking my 20-year-old sister, who isn't even on the internet, with lewd, disgusting lies. Throughout this whole ordeal, he's exposed his true nature. Except by saying that your sister being a lesbian is a lewd, disgusting lie. Like, it could be a lie, that's fine. But when you add the hyperbole to it, all you've done is expose your true nature. Which I guess isn't really an exposition, since this is Nick, and this is not new.
Does he ever claim to like or be okay with gay people?
So what he does, here's what he does, and I'm going to put on my best Nick voice in order to do this. He will say something along the lines, and just for YouTube, if you're reviewing this video, I am parodying a fucking Nazi. Don't side with the Nazi. That's a bad idea. It's bad optics, as our Nazi friend would say. But no, what Nick would do is he'll go and say, oh, they just want marriage? They're just destroying the institution of marriage? They're all just horrible sexual perverts. Oh, but it's just jokes. It's just jokes. I love everybody. We love everyone here on America First. That
was actually really fucking good.
So that's what he'll do, is he'll say that he has no issue with them as a backpedal after he has said that he has issue with them, and the backpedal is strictly there so that he can avoid YouTube terms of service hitting him, because this is...
Let's be honest, YouTube's TOS isn't going to fucking hurt the Nazis. It really doesn't. If anything, it hurts the people arguing against them.
Yeah.
Sean Head actually DM'd me the other day and said that her video on the gay rat wedding thing with Arthur got taken down for hate speech. And then a bunch of conservatives' videos, like No Bullshits videos, got to stay up even though he was, like, applauding it. So that's funny. Which
is funny because we hear constantly from the right, especially from your Steven Crowder types, that, it's the right that's getting censored on YouTube. I'm like, no, it's everybody. It's everyone. YouTube doesn't have a very good method for doing this.
Yeah, well, YouTube... this is a problem with capitalism, not with left or right. YouTube wants to make money, and in order to make money, they have to be the most... Well, in order to maximize their profit, they have to be the most milquetoast, non-controversial platform as possible. That's why they promote makeup channels and vloggers and toy box opening unboxing.
Yeah, because they have to appeal to their advertisers.
Yeah, and so having intense political discussions, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, it's controversial. It's not. For one, it doesn't pull in as many views, and it causes issues. It makes it so they don't make as much money. So they will literally ban you or strike you, no matter what side of the conversation you're on. It's the topics that are banned, not your opinion on them necessarily.
Yep. As an example, my friend Holy Kool-Aid went down to the protest Make America Straight Again and was talking with Steven Anderson, literally confronting him about his opinions, point blank. And in doing so, he made a video about it, and YouTube gave him a strike for that video, gave him a strike for hate speech, and he's like, can YouTube not see the difference between confronting hateful speech and engaging in it? Does YouTube not understand the difference?
YouTube literally doesn't care about any minority group that's under threat from like neo-Nazis or anything. Like they don't care about gay people when they make their little pride flag YouTube thing. That's just for money and stuff. They don't care. They're a capitalist company. They're just trying to make money. And so whenever it comes to a way that they can actually help these marginalized communities and fight and help people, or even just allow people to fight against groups that would otherwise see them marginalized even further or even killed, they don't care. They're just trying to make money.
Yeah, and I can't. So, like, on the one side, I can't blame a company for wanting to make money, but I can blame a company for its ethics in doing so. I can do that. And YouTube's AI program sniping everything randomly is something that I'm not a huge fan of, in any way, shape, or form.
It's pretty bullshit.
I mean, this is coming from somebody that has to manually send all of my, like, every video I ever do. I have to manually send it to YouTube and basically
Literally
just go.
Same.
Just basically go, please, Daddy YouTube, could you please allow me to make a living off of my channel? That would be great.
Literally every time I do a stream or a video as well. Yeah, usually because the word alt-right, Nazi, or smooth brain is in the title of my streams. Yeah.
Speaking of smooth brain, I'm going to click the video.
All right.
Since we're here. So, just so everybody knows, this video is titled Nick Fuentes Go Off Moments. This is from a channel called Nick Fuentes Clips. It clips out what this particular fan thinks are the best moments of Nick Fuentes. So, let's go ahead and see if they measure up. These are the things that his fans rally behind.
And just make him an absolute dictator. Yeah, sorry, pea-brain woman. Maybe that's why you should focus more on 2 slices of bread, peanut butter, and jelly than political commentary. Maybe.
It's just jokes.
It's just jokes, everybody. It's just jokes. So we're beginning with the misogyny, like immediately beginning with the misogyny, thinking that apparently women do not have the ability to have political discourse, which is bullshit.
Well, I mean, I assume he was friends with Lauren Southern, right? But even she would agree with him here, because that's literally what she argued for her whole career until she finally retired. Oh boy, we're getting into it now.
You should leave that to the big brain men.
The big brain men. It's just jokes, guys.
Oh, brother.
It's just jokes. It's just jokes. The whole time.
He did it. He just said it. We're all thinking it, right, chat? Hell yeah, brother.
So the problem that I have, again, it's the same thing. To assume that a woman of any variety cannot have a comment in the political sphere is really strange when every single thing that you would do via legislation would affect women as well in some way. If it affects you via legislation and you are an adult, then you should have the ability to affect the discourse. You should have the ability to move the Overton window in some way. So claiming that...
Well, I mean... Well,
go on.
Yeah, that completely makes sense. The problem is, he's a Nazi. He hates women. So there's like... I don't feel like there's any reasoning with someone like him who... I think there's 2 different types of Nazis, all right? And I might get some heat for this, but I think there's 2 different types of Nazis. You have your Nick Fuentes Nazis who genuinely, deep down, harbor an irrational hatred for these groups, like, you know, black people, Jewish people, women, you know. And then you have the Nazis who are like, they've been brainwashed into believing that they have factual evidence for why they should have the opinions towards these people that they do. So I had some, you know, I don't know if, like, whenever I kind of went down the rabbit hole, I was the latter, you know. I thought there was like statistics for why the wall should be built or why we should cut down on people from non-white countries coming over and whatnot. But this guy, he genuinely, deep down, has it's an infernal hatred for these groups of people, and that's why he's so dishonest with his talking points. You could put any amount of evidence in front of him, any amount of reason in front of him on why he shouldn't believe the things that he does, and he'll just continue to.
This is like saying that
hates these people. Yeah.
This is like the whole argument. There's either the snake oil salesman or the person who's consuming, and sometimes they are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I mean he's getting high on his own supply of bullshit, basically.
That's the bio always. I'm nerdy, a libertarian, and frequently sarcastic. These people should be put in jail. That's what made me a statist.
So, usually, what we hear from conservatives is that the state is something that shouldn't be worshipped. The state is a problem. You need to lower the government to lower the influence of the government to lower the influence of the state, etc. Like that's a thing that we hear a lot. Nick, on the other hand, is 110% all for fascistic totalitarian control.
So here's the thing: all conservatives are in favor of totalitarian, fascistic control, but they lie about it. They say, no, we just want fewer rights. We just care about states' rights. Nick Fuentes is like, oh yeah, I care about states' rights because I want them to have all the, I want states to have the power to discriminate and whatnot. He's very, ironically enough, a lot of the times he's very honest with his horrible beliefs, which I can kind of appreciate.
It's definitely good to have that honesty there because it's easier to dissect somebody's horrible opinions when they're not trying to mask it behind like 3 layers of dog whistles.
Yeah. Nick Fuentes' dog whistles, he says just jokes after. That's his dog whistle.
That's all he has to do afterwards. Well, sometimes he'll do things like say if you give him an inch, they take 6 million miles. I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh.
Or the cookie question,
Yeah.
That's the good one. That's my favorite one.
Oh, there's the cookie questions in the comment section.
Oh yeah.
I've checked the comment section of this video.
It's gonna be in this too.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely gonna it's one of his best moments according to his fans.
I didn't read some economic tome that convinced me that there's
economic tome. He's talking about he's talking about Marxism.
Oh yeah, no. Conservatives are anti-intellectual. All of them.
Like,
they're not. Not only are they anti-intellectual, they're also pedophiles. I mean, but that's just jokes. We're just joking here. It's all just jokes. Yeah, no. They're all anti-intellectual. That's why they like to demonize colleges and higher education. And of course, they want to demonize literature that's based around economics because feels over reals. You know what I mean?
Also, Nightshade says, "Can someone explain dog whistling to me?" Sure. Dog whistling is whenever you say, essentially, imagine an in-joke, but the in-joke is there so that people can recognize that, oh, this person thinks like me. An example of a dog whistle in this way would be if somebody says, "Yeah, totally, 1353," and then just moved on with it, said nothing after that. There are people who are going to hear that and immediately go, yes, 13% of the population is responsible for 53% of the crimes. I agree with that. That's a racist dog whistle. Instantaneously, whenever Nick says things like, if you give an inch, they'll take 6 million miles. Okay, that's a dog whistle for anti-Semitism because 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust. They're seemingly innocuous statements that seem very milquetoast on the surface, can even be seen as jokes. But then when you literally take a scalpel and cut down just one layer deep, they're just a freaking light post signal for people that think the same way. However, because we do live in a slightly more progressive society than when these people would have had a modicum of power, they can't say these things in the public sphere, so they have to resort to dog whistling.
Yeah. And then when the dog whistles are also designed, I should probably mention, because this is really important, the way in which dog whistles are designed is to seem as innocuous and ridiculous as possible in order to make anybody who calls them out seem ridiculous. So someone might call out the clown world for being a Nazi dog whistle, because look at it, it's just a little.
It's just honker. It's just memes, guys.
Yeah, but in reality, it's meant to be, a signal to people who agree with them on their Nazi beliefs that they're all up in there, But yeah, that's dog whistling.
This is the whole reason that, like, when Pepe was appropriated by the alt-right and the actual, like, designer of the original Pepe meme tried to kill him off, like, canonically in order to prevent Pepe from being used anymore, it doesn't matter anymore. Now, it's hard to tell when somebody's using a Pepe meme. It's very hard to tell if this is somebody that just really enjoys Pepe the Frog because it's a funny meme, or if there's somebody who's literally using this so that they can signal to other people, hey guys, I'm in the Think Club. We think good. Am I right, boys?
Yo, is that a new one? I can tell it's a dog whistle, but I haven't heard that one.
You haven't heard of Pepe the Frog being used for that?
No, the Think Club thing. What's Think?
Oh no, there's a that's one that I just made up.
Oh, okay.
That's what I just made up.
Because it sounds like something they'd actually say, though. That sounds like because they like to go like really cutesy with it. Whenever like friend world, clown world, like It sounds very like cutesy, you know. Yeah, no. When it comes to Pepe, I feel like at this point it's been mostly taken back. Like Twitch culture is so huge, and most Twitch users aren't Nazis. They're just apolitical gamer bros. And I mean, you go into my chat, I have Pepe's on my custom chat on my website. And,
Oh yeah, definitely take shit back. Like definitely steal it back from people when they try to appropriate it in that way for something that's harmful. I say that, and I'm having freaking flashbacks when I went over the God, Gun, Guts, and Glory blog because he tried to say that gay was appropriated by homosexuals, and like,
oh,
okay.
okay. I think I know. Like, oh, so you can't use the term "gay" to mean happy anymore, because then
Yes.
Okay. All right, amazing.
That's exactly where he went with that. But yeah, no, it's so there is some nuance here. It's not a blanket thing. Sometimes things are taken and just shouldn't be used anymore after that point for their original purposes, or they can be used for both. Like gay. Gay can still mean happy. You can have a gay old time. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a gay old time or having a gay old time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can still say it. I mean, I'm having a gay old time right now.
As we look at a fascist.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, probably not the best time to say that. I'm having a gay old time making fun of him.
Oh no, definitely have a gay old time looking at Nick. It'll make him uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, Jared Whitaker in chat. Critical made a very bad video on politics and gaming. That's why I made a stream on him.
Wasn't his video basically saying that games shouldn't be political?
Yeah, the most gamer take ever. Yeah.
I'm just like,
I had to unsub from him for that one. Like I really, it's sad because ever since I got into politics, and it's like ever since I got into politics, I feel like non-political like creators that I watch end up like coming out with their beliefs at some points.
They end up Jontroning themselves?
Yeah, they end up Jontroning themselves, which maybe not as extreme, but something like that. And then I'm just like, oh, fuck. Or maybe they're friends with somebody who's Jontron to themselves. Like, fuck, some of my favorite creators are friends with Dick Masterson, who's just the dumbest, most conservative piece of shit ever. I don't think he's a Nazi, but he highly defended Jontron, too.
And then sometimes you get those same type of deals from the progressive side, which sucks because then it makes us look like really bad. Like anybody who's on the left in any way, shape, or form looks really bad when like a pro Jared situation comes out. Then you just look at that and you're like, now everybody's gonna see everyone who's left leaning as you, and that's not good.
Yeah, me and Vadim, I did an interview with Vadim last night. aka Creationist Cat, and we were talking about how, and this was part of my red pilling back in 2016, there was a progressive feminist YouTube channel around at the time, and one of the dudes who he's a male feminist, ended up taking like a ton of drugs and shooting and murdering one of the female like co-stars of that channel. I don't remember much at the time, and this was used as like a straw man to say that all male feminists are actually just doing it to get laid, and in fact they're all psychotic murderers who murder women at the first opportunity. And that was also part of my red pilling. I started to believe that male feminists were, I guess, doing it like virtue signaling and doing it for, like, I don't know.
Like so when I hear something like that, because I've heard that a few times about a couple people, because like for instance, Matt Dillahunty's a feminist, and I am a fan of Matt Dillahunty. I've actually had fucking dinner with the guy. I hear that about him and a few other people who are feminists who are males, and usually when I hear that, the first thing I hear is that an incel take? Are you worried that they're getting all the women that you're not? Is that where we are?
Well, what I do when I hear that from a woman particularly, and maybe this is gonna be a little bit too yikes, but what I say from now on is, oh, wait, why are you accusing me that my male feminism is just to attract women? Are you attracted to me right now? I'm very sorry if you can't help it. Like, I'm so sorry. I'll let you take a break if you need to, cool down a little bit, because my male feminism is just, it's getting you there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a little too fucked, but that's what I've been doing for a while, and it seems to work. It gets them to stop making that claim.
Also, Allison Boley in the chat, what is red pilling? Red pilling is whenever, for instance, if you've ever, first of all, the joke is from The Matrix, where the blue pill makes you stay in the lie and the red pill makes you see reality for the harsh reality that it is. The red pilling in a political sense, though, is making somebody see the harsh reality of the world and therefore making them go further to the right in the Overton window. Whereas when you say something like bread pilling, with bread being a brain, bread being a reference to the book The Conquest of Bread, that would be a pill to turn people onto the left side as opposed to on the right side.
Yeah, basically. That's a pretty good summary of it. Also, it's funny that they call it red pilling, which is a reference to the Matrix, because it's made by 2 trans women, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm sure that upsets them a lot.
Well, actually, they like to. I've been seeing a lot of arguments claiming that, well, they hadn't come out as trans at the time, or I guess they don't claim that came out because they're transphobic. They say they hadn't decided to become trans at the time. So, yeah, they technically it wasn't made by 2 trans women. Okay.
It's like, but there's not a point where they stopped being trans or started being trans. They just were. Like this, yeah. It's a self-discovery thing. Speaking of self-discovery, let's see Nick self-discover some things for us.
There's actually something wrong in the econometric calculations with the free market. I didn't come to it like that, but I saw.
He didn't come to his opinion on economics by looking at anything about economics. Go figure.
Feels over reals, yeah.
These people, and I thought, these are the people that are a threat to the welfare of the people. These are the people standing in the way of the will of the nation being executed. They should be put in jail, and they're
all furries.
Okay.
So he just said essentially all furries, all gay people, all libertarians, and that would also mean anybody to the left of a libertarian. So, well, fuck. I guess we're going to jail, pig.
I mean, fuck. Yeah. No. Well, I admit. Furryism is banned in the general chat of my Discord, okay? Because most people aren't a fan of furryism, and they get freaked out by it. So I allow it in like the furry areas of my Discord, which is the NSFW. But in jail, okay. So this guy literally sees a picture of something that he sees as being like, oh, that weirds me out, and he's like, okay, they all go to jail.
It upsets me. They should be in jail. They are also the snowflakes and the easily offended. No, I don't know what irony is.
Oh, Cirrus, whenever you get onto the fucking Breadcraft server, you better believe we're building a giant pixel art of Nick Fuentes eating his own burgers and setting it his own boogers.
Eating his own burgers. Of course he's eating his own burgers. He's an American nationalist. The only food he can eat is burgers.
That's true. And boogers, of course. Hey, Sorceress Ultimish, I can't pronounce her name. I'm not even going to try. What about catgirls? Catgirls do not count as furry, depending on,
Actually, they are. There's an entire graph that shows that they are a stage 1 or stage 2 furry.
Yeah, but that's like not full on furry though. That's the point.
Well, what people consider full on furry would be like stage 4, whereas like there's even stages after that.
Well, yeah, stage 4 is when it becomes a problem in my Discord. Like if you're just into catgirls, then all right, you're fine. You can be in general.
You see, the difference here is that like my Discord's really furry friendly. I have no problem. However, there are a couple rules. Rule 1 is that furry art does have its own area, separate from the regular artwork channels. And 2, there is no area for NSFW furry art. The only exception to that, there's been one exception, and that was somebody did a very or a slightly lewd furry fan art of me, and that had to go into our NSFW channel. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes I think when I really think about it, it's like, should I really be so shitty towards furries? You know, is it like I'm being discriminatory or anything?
So the way that I've had this conversation, because I've had this come up in my I had this conversation on a gaming stream before where somebody was like, I just don't want to associate with any furries. And I said, okay, so let me ask you a question. If somebody happened to go to work every day at a Chuck E. Cheese's or at Disney World and they wore a fursuit as part of their job, would you not associate with them? He says, well, no, I would, but that's because they do that for money. I'm like, yes, and money is a good thing they would be striving to for an end, right? Well, yes, okay, cool. Now replace money with catharsis, and you've just said that you would associate with a furry.
Oh, wow, you got me there.
And they're just like, oh.
Me, I wouldn't associate with someone who works at a Chuck E. Cheese and puts on a fursuit. I just wouldn't. Yeah, I go all the way. That's too far for me. Like, who in their right mind would even do that in the first place, okay? Also, it's literally 93 degrees in my room, and I'm gonna die. But it's okay. Let's continue.
Have you heard of air conditioning? You are in Florida.
I do actually. I had air conditioning, but I no longer have air conditioning.
Did it break?
Yep.
Ugh.
Perfect time of year for it to break, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's bad. I hope you have a fan on your computer.
I have a fan right next to me, but it's very loud, and I'm not gonna turn it on and ruin your stream, so I'll be okay.
Fair enough. I know that when I was having to make videos when my AC broke, it made it very, very difficult because my computer would shut down all the time, and I ended up frying a processor by running it in the heat. That's my concern.
I broke a PC once, like a few years ago, by playing Dark Souls 3 during the summer on a really hot day when my air conditioning broke then as well. And it eventually got so bad. I was trying to beat this. I was trying. Oh, we got a Nazi in chat.
Hey, hey guys, remember when I said the 1352 thing? Do you remember when I said that?
Right there, Jockler Wagon 13.
Did you guys want an actual like obvious like really obvious example of that?
I love you, Jockler Nation. You're my new favorite Nazi, okay? But you're still getting banned, and fuck you. I'm gonna kill you in Minecraft.
All right. Anywho, mods can handle that. Anywho, continuing with Nick's dumb shit takes.
They're like, really? You would use the government to coerce me? You would put me at the end of a barrel of a gun because I want to like watch Marvel superhero movies? Yes.
But we're the snowflakes, right?
Somebody really can't handle the fact that people like things.
Like, I'm so sorry that people enjoy things that are different than what you enjoy. I know that really upsets you, but it's fine, Nick. Don't worry. I understand that you're a closet Marvel fan.
This is literally the this is the PewDiePie take on Marvel as well. That's what I find so weird. A lot of Nazis, I guess they used to like Marvel and like superhero movies and stuff, but they don't anymore because I guess it's too inclusive and it's gone full SJW.
Captain Marvel exists, so therefore it's full SJW. Outside of the fact that freaking Scarlett Johansson was already a badass female character in Marvel to begin with, and Captain Marvel that's the same argument that a lot of the Nazis like to, or a lot of, I shouldn't say Nazis, a lot of the chuds like to make about like, oh, it's not really like the first female hero. What about Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow? And it's like, well, no one's claiming that she's the first female hero in general. She's the first female hero in Marvel to have a standalone movie. Yeah, it's because, not to mention, like, there's Wonder Woman exists, therefore nobody is saying that it's the first female superhero, but it is the first titular character, as it were, for a movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not to mention, like, there's another side to this that's always really weird to me. So if you take Captain Marvel's personality, right, and you just put it in the body of Tony Stark, nobody would bitch. Nobody would blink an eye.
Yeah, no. It's very well studied that women who are abrasive and like very confrontational and whatnot, they are seen as bitchy or like, you know, unpleasant, while men who have that trait, all those traits, are seen as leadership or people who should have leadership roles, and they're seen as just kind of taking charge. Especially when it comes to like condescension as well. You know, Tony Stark, it's endearing. It's like, oh, he's a lovable asshole. You know, Brie Larson or Captain Marvel, I should say. It's something to hate. It's something to make videos on and claim that she's a bad person, you know?
And like when we have the takedowns of these characters where they go after their real life as opposed to just the character they portray on screen, when they go after their real life with Brie Larson, you get a whole lot of, well, look, she's progressive and she has all these cringe takes, which, yeah, there are some things that Brie has said that are kind of cringe takes. So who the fuck cares? It doesn't do anything for their character. Are we going to also talk about how Robert Downey Jr. had a history of being a drug abuser in and out of fucking incarceration? Are we going to do that? Is that where we're going to go? Because like if we're going to bring the real lives into here, one of these two things is maybe more of a problem than the other. But that's but it's okay because he's a guy, right?
Yeah, it's just seen as endearing. You know, he's a lovable asshole. Oh damn, you got a donation.
Thank you very much for the $5 donation, Cartoon Contrarian. I will never get why tropes don't transfer across sexes. Yeah, I don't get it either. This is whenever somebody says that gender doesn't whenever somebody says that gender is not a social construct, and then they have arguments that literally lie on the basis of the social construction of gender.
Oh, at this point, I've gotten to the point where I ban anybody who comes into my Discord or into my chat and says gender isn't a social construct, because it just is. They're literally arguing against the consent, like the psychological consensus of the way gender and sex works. It's I don't even stand for it anymore. It's just stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I just have a shorter temper when it comes to these assholes, but I don't know.
And maybe it's also because our approach, you have a more takedown approach, and I have a little bit more of an educational approach. So sometimes sometimes I'm incentivized to bring these people in for a conversation and go, okay, well, why do you think wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I guess I should probably start doing things like that rather than just sort of telling these people to jump off of a cliff in Minecraft. But I don't know. I enjoy being entertaining at this. You know, I enjoy being entertaining.
I see that we have many more of these lovely people who are huge fans of Nick coming in, and the only argument they have is, "Hey, bro, you're fat." Okay, cool. And what's your point?
Left wing destroyed.
Do you have an actual point?
Well, no, they don't. I mean, literally, Nick Fuentes is just a bad person. He is literally wrong on everything. So they can't argue any fucking facts. What? You can't argue that from them. Come on.
Why would we request facts from these people?
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, come on, just kill me already. Just kill me already, all right? I know what's going on. You know I know what's going on. You know what I wanted to say there.
Okay, Nick, are you okay?
That's literally just him telling his audience that I couldn't say things as badly as I wanted to say. But you guys know what I meant.
So, sir, he's asking us to kill him now. Can I do it? Can I? Oh.
Nope, not yet.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Dave Rubin. I'm gay and Jewish, and this is the Gay Jewish Show. Today we've got a Jew who's going to...
Let's go ahead and take his argument and use it for him. Hey everybody, I'm Nick Fuentes, the white supremacist Nazi, and this is the White Supremacist Nazi Show. Was it funny then? Did I make it funny, or was it just an unfunny take the whole fucking time?
It was I'm still blown away at the fact that he's actually I mean, that's the thing that I like about Dave Rubin. He just can't dog whistle. I mean, he can, but he's just so upfront with how much of a piece of shit he is. It's just so nice seeing conservatives that are just open about what terrible people they are. I'm so used to them, saying that, oh no, we aren't racist. We don't hate gay people. We just don't like it whenever they're in our face about it. It just feels so good for him to be honest about it. It's cathartic for me almost.
It's refreshing to watch it.
Yeah, it's so nice not having to, because then I don't have to even do the fucking Vosh stare, which I think is something everyone should do, because the right likes to claim the left gets triggered by everything. All you have to do when a Nazi says some fucked up shit is just look at the camera, and they have to and the person watching has to contemplate for a second and be like, okay, maybe that was pretty fucked up. And you don't freak out about it. You don't call it out. You just look at the camera and let them figure it out themselves. And I don't even have to do that with Nick Fuentes.
Also, I think it's probably really important to note that Dave Rubin is what we would call a very useful idiot. He has been utilized for the sake of him being gay and aliberal, as he says. He's been utilized by the right because he happens to be that. Because whenever there's advocacy, whenever advocacy is granted by somebody who's not in the in-group, it is listened to more. If a white supremacist says a white supremacist talking point, and everybody knows that they're a white supremacist, most of the time they're just going to go, okay, why the fuck would I care? But if somebody more progressive were to say the same talking point, stupidly or not, all of a sudden you get people who wouldn't otherwise listening.
Yeah.
And this is a problem.
I mean, it's why Dave Rubin has a career at this point.
Going to talk to us about why the only thing you're allowed to disagree on is economics. Well, hello, Dave Rubin. I'm a Jew. And in Venezuela, they're...
Well...
Not even sure what I'm supposed to take away from that.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't like Jewish people. But no. He loves Jewish people, guys.
It's just a joke.
Yeah, it's just jokes here. Oh boy, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, sirs. I'm not gonna do it.
Is it? Do I just choose like the worst times to bring you on stream?
I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I had like I slept for like 12 straight hours, so I'm very well rested right now. But I'm still in a, it's all good. You know what? Nope. I would never ever even put my hands on Nick Fuentes. Never mind.
Oil rich. They had a lot going on for them for a long time, and they just threw it all in the garbage because of socialism. Them being the lowest IQ people in the Western Hemisphere, besides Haiti, that may have something to do with it. But it's because of socialism. It's because of corruption. It's because socialism doesn't work, libtard.
Wow, he just
so remember
he's calling out the right-wing dog whistles. It's hilarious.
Remember that he didn't come to his status on economics by reading up on economics, but socialism doesn't work. I can definitely take the point that socialism by itself, unfettered, would not work for the same reason that capitalism by itself, unfettered, wouldn't work. I'm okay with granting that to somebody like Nick if I needed to in a conversation. And then when they said, okay, well, what about... Because their point is going to be unregulated capitalism, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be unregulated and just going to say, okay, cool. So you know what type of systems we use in order to regulate capitalism and make it function, like without fucking over people? Do you know what we call those type of systems? We call them social programs. Do you know why we call them social programs, Nick? Do you happen to know why that is? Because socialism's the band-aid that makes your broken fucking donkey work. Like,
I love you, Nick Fuentes. Don't stop doing what you're doing. You're
Shut
making
the fuck up.
My cat.
Oh, brother!
My cat stepped on the pause button as you said, "I love you, Nick Fuentes."
Never stop, Nick Fuentes. Never fucking stop. You make the left look good.
Oh boy.
Oh shit! 252 people watching. Nice. How
Yeah,
you doing, Cindy?
that's a decent bit.
Hell yeah.
Said Ged K says Nick actually hates capitalism and the free market, you stupid libtard. Okay, so first of all, I'm curious as to what the hyperbole adds to your statement. Secondly,
well, I'm curious to know where he claimed that he doesn't. When did we claim that he doesn't like capitalism? What the fuck?
Like, all I said that is in a conversation, Nick would probably advocate for capitalism more so than something like socialism, in which case the conversation would turn into how do we regulate capitalism so that it isn't a fucked up broken system.
Yep, basically. I mean, I keep coming in, Nick Fuentes fans, because now you can just have them banned by your mods, and you never have to have them in your comment section. That's what I like. I really enjoy scrolling through the comment sections of all my videos, and every time I find a Nazi, every time I ban one, it's like, yeah, another one down that I don't have to worry about anymore, and they're just fucking gone. They can't like report my shit or anything, because Nazis have been trying to like mass report my content. I don't know, it just feels good. I like it, especially when I get one banned on Twitter for posting a picture of Black Ariel from The Little Mermaid with fried chicken stuffed between her boobs and her bra. That was a good ban.
I see that we have attracted some people here.
Oh, who do we got in chat?
We got Flamenco in the chat.
Oh, brother, that annoying fucker.
How did we do it? How did we manage it?
Like the Islamic culture, for example, in the golden age of Islam, that the Western civilization has... This
is the thing that he absolutely wanted to. This is the thing that he needed people to see. The Nick Fuentes fan that runs this channel, he desperately wanted us to see that when somebody said Islam
in the golden age of Islam, that
Nick would roll his eyes. That's
because
the big takeaway. That's the important bit.
Fucking, sex nephew, poo-poo piker, goddammit. Hold on, can I acknowledge Flamenco really quick? Because I've just kept him blocked because he's just... Okay, Flamenco, I had you banned because you were saying Nazi shit in my server, and then you end up, like... You made an alt account to try and do ban evasion, which is also bannable, so then you got your other account banned. Then you started harassing people in my community by spamming them messages, trying to get them to fucking... Like, trying to tell them to tell me to debate you. you literally left the fucking kill stream or whatever the fuck it's called because I guess you can't handle the fact that the Ralph Retort or whatever just wants to be a drunk asshole. Like you have less subscribers than me. You're a Nazi and you're a dishonest little cunt. Like, why would I talk to you? Like, what do I gain from debating you at this point? You're just annoying. You fucking harass my community. You're just like, there's nothing I get from it. There's no point. Why would I do that?
Also,
right, that's all.
Also, Orla in the chat. So Orla, I have a question. If I made you a mod, would you eat people?
You? Oh,
Orla Seraph.
Is that a reference that I don't understand?
Orla RP's eating people for fun. It's only jokes, guys.
Vor. Okay.
Did you just randomly Google Vor?
No, I know what Vor is. That's why I recognized it. I was like, Vor. Okay. All right.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, can you vouch for Cine, BT Dubs?
Yeah. Cine's a cool dude. He's been my best friend since before I've even been doing politics.
All right, cool. Orla and Cine are both now mods.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cine's a cool
Western
dude.
civilization has.
So you're saying that, like, we're living in a police state because you can't have a racist book? And it's like, you fucking idiot! Obviously that's not the point! Sir, yes, sir! To uphold gay marriage, sir!
You know, like that's what I like. I actually like this about Nick Fuentes. I'm not joking. I actually like this. Whenever conservatives act like they're I'm pretty sure he had the same take on milkshaking as well. He doesn't think that milkshaking is assault because he's like, just man up. He calls out conservatives for their little self-victim blamey shit, which, well, fuck him. I just love that he doesn't do like the little manipulative tricks that right-wingers like to do. He just kind of goes with it. He's so open about his hatred of these groups. I don't know. There's just something about it that I find so endearing.
DL says, what's the world going to do in Africa's population?
I have a question. Does any in the chat give me an H if you think that Nick is sexually attracted to that pumpkin? And a G if you think that he's not.
We got pumpkin memes going already. That's very H. What is that reference? I don't. Wait, what is that's very H? Because I get people spamming H in my chat a lot too, and I'm like, okay, so
that's actually that's a meme straight from my channel.
Yeah, that's how I knew they were your fans, and not to like ban them or anything. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Oh well, he agrees.
That's very H.
It's very, very H here, so you can see it as well since we're here.
That's actually pretty good.
We also have this one. We have many.
I need to get some animators doing. I want an animated intro. Why do you get to have an animated intro? God damn it, sirs.
I mean, because the first intro that I had, I actually had to animate myself. But then an artist who liked my stuff told me that they wanted to reanimate the intro because they could tell that it wasn't very professional. And I said, sure, go ahead. And then a few months later, we ended up dating because I guess that's what you do to get in my pants. Yeah, that was strange.
You heard it, chat.
But we don't really know. Also, there's Gaelic Knox, by the way, Emmett, who has been very sick lately, which sucks. I'm hoping that she gets better soon.
Oh, damn. Hope you get better.
Yep. Oh, I need to actually do a thing. I need to make sure that I'm keeping an eye on the fan art section. Because if I'm not... Aha! I knew it. I knew that I would have missed one. We have the first fan art that is of Yumi, who's being an absolute bitch of a cat right now. But Yumi, the one that unpaused Nick Fuentes, I just ripped my whole thing apart. That's what happens when you don't have a producer. That is Yumi on my shoulder. Let's go ahead and toss that one back in there. All right, moving on with the silliness.
Reaches the United Nations projected number of 4.5 billion by 2100. Well, the world is going to finally realize that black people are advanced, more advanced than any of us. When they reach 4.5 billion, I imagine
This is sarcasm, everybody.
When there's 4.5 billion Africans in the world, as opposed to just less than 1 billion now, I imagine things will get better. They'll improve. Things will be markedly better when there's more of them in the world. And, you know, you look at all the problems we're having now, like illness, war, inequality, all of that's going to go away. They're going to figure it out. You think they're not going to figure it out? Magic melanin, hello, black excellence. You look at all...
Well, look, he's not racist. Clearly, look at him. He's talking good things about black people. He's not racist.
Isn't this literally just him LARPing a black supremacist whilst unironically being a white supremacist? Is that's pretty much just what we have here?
I think Nick Fuentes is unironically under the impression that black supremacism is like a huge issue, and that he's terrified of like black supremacism becoming like a huge thing, and he's trying to like protect himself. He thinks he's in danger for being white.
Like I see this, and I'm guys, can I just say this right now? Just take a look at Nick. Take a look at where Nick is right now, where we are. I want someone to look at me the same way that Nick looks at that pumpkin.
I mean, you're not wrong. So do you have another conservative who wants to fuck pumpkins meme? Is that what we got going on now? Because this channel is exposing some serious, like, there might be a conspiracy going on here about conservatives.
What is it about conservatives and pumpkins? I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, they're pretty curvy. They got like they got some lumps. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're trying to slump up on those lumps. You know what I'm saying? Adventure Time fans in chat will know that reference.
I'm tweeting this right now.
Hell yeah, we're unraveling something here. We got to be careful. We're unraveling something here.
Need to be very, very careful what we do. We're stepping into live minefields. I don't even know where the hell my phone is. That has disappeared. Oh well, it's fine. I don't need my phone. All I need is Nick staring lovingly and longingly at this pumpkin.
I just got a text from the Illuminati saying to delete that shit right now.
NASA, they know.
The Illuminati wants to know your location.
all these brilliant scholars in Africa, and they're going to grow up and be super geniuses. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, accountants, making robots, artificial intelligence.
So I wonder if Nick knows that like not everybody who's born in Africa is black.
I mean, Pokimane is actually African, like, and she's not black. I mean, she's probably one of the most prominent. I'd say she's one of the most famous people from South Africa, or no, she's from North Africa, right? I don't know where Pokimane's from. But yeah, she's one of the most prominent like non-black African figures out there, I don't know why she came to mind. Probably because I want to marry Pokimane someday. Oh yeah.
Here we are. Pigpuncher's got his Pigpuncher doesn't just thirst for soy milk, everyone.
Yeah, I haven't had soy yet, but we're doing that 10,000 subscriber special where I chug some Soylent.
I mean, you've had 10,000 subscribers for a few days now, though.
Listen, I've been very lazy, okay?
Fair enough.
I could be at 11K right now if I just decided to focus on making scripted content, okay?
We have a $5 super chat from Jake3D in the chat. It's because they all say Halloween is evil to hide their latent attraction to the Harvest Festival, a.k.a. they love pumpkins and they want to hide it. We're unraveling the conspiracy, everyone.
Well, that's why conservatives stay inside all the time during Halloween, because they'll just walk around and they'll see all the jack-o'-lanterns, and they'll just have the fucking bulge in their pants because they can't help but stick it in the mouth of the jack-o'-lantern.
It's just a pumpkin in my pants, everyone!
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that happens whenever they see a child, because all conservatives are child molesters, and so when they see a child, they can't go out in public, And the ones that do, they end up being pedophiles. All conservatives are pedophiles. Can we get that trending in chat right now? That's what I'd like to see.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I'd say that all conservatives are very not.
All right, maybe not all conservatives are pedophiles, but all pedophiles are conservative.
That's closer. I'd say that's closer.
It's statistically almost true. The majority of pedophiles are conservatives. It's actually, I'm not joking about that. That's actually a true statistic. So just throwing that out there.
Built a computer once. They're geniuses over there. You think they're not. Oh, because they're poor. Well, guess what? That has nothing to do with them. So what? They've been poor forever. That's because we oppressed them. And the geography was bad. But they're just geniuses waiting to... So, look, we just keep sending them money. They keep having babies. And one of these days, they're going to kick it off. And we're going to be sorry that we were ever so mean to them. Because, we're going to be in their care.
This is the same thing that he says when he talks about maybe there was a reason that like gay people were oppressed in America. Like this, it's the same level of joke.
Well, I just found a bunch of pumpkins in Minecraft. I just like to point that out really quick. Yeah. So, no. Okay. Something I want to point out is that this compilation could literally, I could post this on my channel as most racist Nick Fuentes moments, or most I should say, Nick Fuentes moments. Meanwhile, his fans post it and are like, these are the best Nick Fuentes moments. His fans are all a bunch of Nazis, but he claims he's not a Nazi. He knows he is, though. He's lying.
Like my thing is that if 90% of your views would not be out of place in the Third Reich, then that's my litmus test.
Well, yeah, but his last name's Fuentes, so he can't be racist.
I've actually had some comments where people said that you don't understand. Look at him. He's a what is it? They've said that, oh look, he's part Hispanic. That means when you say something about him, you're being racist. Don't you understand? And I'm just like,
all right, that's my favorite take that I get from conservatives. They strawman the left into wanting to like give special treatment to minorities, but so when they don't give special treatment to minorities that they don't agree with, they like to say, where is the left? Here's the left demonizing the people they claim to protect. Why do you disagree with Jesse Lee Peterson and make fun of him? Aren't you guys the ones who are anti-racism? And it's like, what the fuck?
But remember, Nick has a white soul.
Oh yeah, when you do that soul math.
Yeah, he's calculate. What is it? He's calculated his soul to be 91.25% white, and that's how he does that. Like,
okay, makes sense to me.
Yeah, I want to know what measuring device he used and what crystal ball seer he talked to get that information.
I mean, how is soul math even done? Didn't it used to be like, fuck, how do they there was like an experiment to try to like see if the soul had weight, where they put like a dead body on a scale or a dying guy on a scale and like some weights, and they wanted to see if when the guy died, if the scale like moved a little bit to see if like there's a measurable soul that exists. It did actually end up working, but it turns out now, looking back at it, it's because the body started decomposing and letting out gas and shit.
Yeah, whenever we did that exact same experiment in a cold, controlled environment, we got different results. We got that nothing changed.
Oh, yeah, you've heard about that. Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I learned about that experiment when I was in middle school, and it was like, people are fucking weird. Because even back in middle school, I did not believe in God or anything, and I was like, okay, that's kind of dumb.
That said, we have some fan art in here. We have Big Brain Nick Fuentes. Very big brain from Cycerinka. Oh yeah, it's big brain time. Or no, it's big brain thyme.
Thyme? Wait, is that a reference I don't get?
I think it's just him mispronouncing words because his brain isn't as big as he thinks he is. I think that's basically the takeaway.
Oh, okay, that's pretty funny. Yeah, fuck Nick Fuentes. He's a dumbass. Yeah, no, one thing I wanted to point out is that you guys should also make fan art of me too. Just throwing it out there. I could always use some more fan art if you want to, of course. I would never force you to. I mean, I would burn down your house in Minecraft, but these are just jokes. We just do jokes here. What I mean?
Why would you burn down a house in Minecraft? You could just send creepers there. It's much more efficient.
No, it's actually not more efficient. I mean, wait, have you played Minecraft?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Man, it's gonna be fun having you on Breadcraft Live. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say TNT would be more efficient. Also, they added. I'm playing Minecraft as we talk about this right now, and I just found a bunch of potion brewing stands inside of a village. And I'm like, why would they do this? Now I don't have to go to the Nether for any reason other than blaze powder.
So we have a fan art in here that is a accurate representation of Nick Fuentes, and I think everybody needs to see. And Pig, you can see as well. This is an accurate representation of Nick Fuentes.
Wait,
isn't the likeness just perfect?
Wait, so okay, I think I get the okay. So this can be seen in different ways. So obviously the snowflake, because he's a snowflake, and then the pumpkin in the background. But the bit of the wick, like the stem of the pumpkin, that can be like the orange is his whiteness. Like if you do the soul map.
He's 91% pumpkin now.
Yeah, and the brown is the part of him that's not white.
Oh, Fox Tenson said, you do realize that after poking at furries earlier, you're likely to be flooded with furry versions of yourself as fan art. You did this to yourself.
I'm desperate, okay? Any fan art's fan art, okay? I've been browsing Rule 34 every day, trying to see if anyone's Rule 34 of me yet. So I'm waiting. Once someone's made some Rule 34 of me, then there's like a tag for my name. That's when I've made it.
That's you've made it when you can search yourself in Rule 34.
Yeah, that'll be my threshold.
Oh my god, this is the comment that I have to read. Who told that obnoxious ass clown he's funny? Nick Fuentes is to comedy what syphilis is to lovemaking.
Jesus, just going off, huh? We're gonna go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good lord.
Flower Garden says, I just came back. What the fuck is that pumpkin on the fascist desks? Absolutely.
I feel bad for that pumpkin.
We are lucking out, right? We got to bring in more of them, honestly. We don't have enough. What is it, 14% in America? It's going to be a hot commodity, let me tell you that.
Whew! Okay, so does anybody need me to actually dissect why that was a fucking dog whistle?
That's a Vosh stare from me, my guy.
Does anybody need me to actually do that? When Nick says that black people are a hot commodity that we would have, is that a thing that I have to actually go into detail on?
I mean, how about you do it anyway? Because there are going to be some Nick Fuentes people in chat who don't know that he's a not. Like, okay, do you think there's at least some people in Nick Fuentes' fan community that don't think he's a Nazi and just think and they hate racism, they hate homophobia, and they just watch Nick Fuentes because they think he's funny? Like,
so I think there probably are some people that listen to his takes and they're just like, it's like listening to Rush Limbaugh, except he's. You know what? There's a thing I wanted to say, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think I can guess. Hey, you got a donation.
I did. Got a $2 one. Wumbologist. Where are you when we need you? Yeah, no, we definitely need Wumbo here. Wumbo is like the king of just like very quickly just yeeting fan art at people, and the fan art sometimes involving tentacles.
I have yet to have any tentacle fan art yet. The most lewd fan art there is of me is one where it's just me. It's censored, but it's me, and it's me naked with like censored over my dick, and it says, "Come to the left, we have hung twinks."
Pigpuncher is the hungest twink. This is the woke take today.
Yeah,
That's
I
where
mean
we
that
are.
was a woke twake. Woke twake.
Woke twake.
Woke twink. That was the woke take of like 2 months ago when that became a meme. But yeah. Oh, and you got a 99-cent donation.
Thank you very much, Your Boldness.
Wait, why do people donate 99 cents? What?
Because there's another in-joke on my channel about out-of-context donations. Where like somebody just randomly donates without any, with small amounts and no context.
Yeah, but people do that on my channel too. Are they coming over from your channel and they're doing that to me?
They might be. There also might just be people who just send that out and just be like, here's my support. It's token support. But I don't care if it's token support because that's 66 cents closer to food.
Yeah, I mean, damn, okay. Like, I don't know. It just confuses me. Like, 99 cents, I won't turn it down. That's like almost $1, but you know, okay. I mean, like, you could have, if you donated 1 more cent, you could have said something and I would have absolutely read it. There's no guarantee I'll read your message if you don't, like, you know, if you type it in chat, I'll try. Like, okay. I'm sorry. I'm taking up the show here. I'm just so energetic right now.
Rain, I'm not gonna show the thing that you just posted in my Discord.
Oh, is it an SFW? Did someone finally make some NSFW?
Oh no,
Of me?
No, it's a bit weird.
Oh yeah.
It's about the hot commodity thing.
Hold on, I have an image. You can show it on stream. It's not NSFW, but I have an image of what Nick Fuentes thinks the future holds.
Oh dear. Are you sending this to me over Discord?
Yeah, I'll send it to you as soon as I where is it? Here it is. Okay. This is the future that Nick Fuentes is trying to prevent. This is my favorite image.
Trying to see, where did you send this? Ah, haha. Oh. Yeah, no. Not showing that one. But
Wait, you're not?
it's in the same line. as the one that was in my fan art section.
Can you describe it?
The one in the fan art section just shows a black person in chains, and it says "a hot commodity." Quote from Nick Fuentes.
Can you describe the one I sent you?
The one that you just sent is a bunch of white people that are being whipped by a black slave master with MLK in the background, smiling down on the cotton picking that is happening currently. That is
I want to make that my fucking.
And they say the left. They say the left can't meme. This is Edge. This is the Edge.
It's my favorite image on the internet. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
I'm sorry. That's what Nick Fuentes fears. That's the future he's trying to prevent. You guys are just too blue-pilled to see it. I need a fan artist to like make a drawing of it that's in like 1280 by 720 resolution, and it's not like stretched or anything, like just a bit of like an artist rendition that I can make my that I can make my desktop background. I really just want that, like one that isn't like in super bad quality to be my desktop background. It's amazing.
So there's a finally penetrated sent more on PayPal. I can't thank you enough from Lucifer. So Lucy, I would be able to check PayPal. However, I changed my login information recently, so I only remember all of my shit on my phone. And my phone is currently somewhere else in the house. I have no idea. So if you guys send me anything on PayPal, I actually can't see it right now, and I apologize for that.
Stealing people's money without giving them credit. God damn it, Cirrus. This is
Just
the left.
Just let me know in the chat that that's a thing that's happened.
It's going to be a hot commodity. We got to buy in while we can.
Oh, brother.
There's where we are.
We're
there again. Oh boy, it's just the double down. It's just the double down.
I respect him for it. At least he's not pretending like he isn't a racist piece of shit like the. Well, I mean, he does when you actually call him out on it, but like anyone with more than like 6 brain cells, you know, he. Okay.
We also have a $2 super chat from Jake3D. If greater than $2, most from locations message isn't sent. Oh, if it's greater than $2 from locations message isn't sent.
Oh, greater than wait.
I'm reading that as a programming thing. If greater than $2, most from locations message isn't sent. Oh, okay. So it stops them from stops people from showing their location. If less than $2.
Oh. Okay, so that's okay. So is there like why would it show their location?
I don't know. That's weird.
That's okay. Yeah. I had an issue like that before where there is some people who might. Well, no, that's actually not my like. So basically, I've faked like a lot of my information being out there a lot in the past. There's a lot of people who think they know my docs from my PayPal. Thankfully, I didn't put my actual information into the PayPal. It's an old PayPal that I had. But the new one is a PayPal business account, so people can't see what my real last name is, because literally nobody on the internet knows my real last name. So, haha, got 'em, Nazis.
I thought it was just Pigpuncher again, like Mario. It's Pigpuncher.
Yeah, that's my first name is Alex, but you know, Alex Pigpuncher. That's my name.
10 out of 10. I agree. This is fine.
This is very H. I don't know what the context of that meme is. So.
In 100 years, it's going to be like Bitcoin, and we'll be like, why didn't we bring in more? You get your summer off, spend your summer on vacation with your family, you get paid. I don't know. It doesn't sound so hard to me, but they're always out there with the picket signs. We need a better living. We should get paid more. Why? What do you do that's so hard? You know.
Oh, right. This is from a streamer. He was talking about teachers, where he thinks that teacher salaries should all be cut in half.
Well, yeah, because anti-intellectualism is, you know, people being dumber is how the right gets more people to be part of their group. You know,
it's funny because actually there was a Nick Fuentes fan in my chat yesterday who was arguing that we need to have a test that people should take before they're allowed to vote. I think that if you're in a country and you're
brother,
and I think that if you live in a country that has a voting system like we do and you're an adult, then that you've passed the test. You fucking survived into adulthood. You should be allowed to vote on legislation that affects you. Like that's
so. The reason he made that argument is unequivocally unequivocal. I can't speak today. I've been up for like 2 hours. Okay.
What am words?
Yeah, the only reason why they're making that argument is specifically to keep like people, like mostly marginalized people like black people and whatnot, from voting, because that's what voter ID law is for. They want to keep black people from voting. So that's that would
And
be
then we
for as
have
well.
Nick here going, and we want to cut down on education, which to me would say that, wait a minute, so you want people to be less educated on the whole, and you want a test to be in place before people can vote. It sounds like you just want a select few elite people being allowed to vote on the select few elite people that police us. That sounds like a really shit take, my dude.
I mean, everything about Nick Fuentes is a shit take, but yeah. Somebody said Jake 3D donated.
Yep, thank you, Jake3D. Sorry I messed that up. If the super chat is less than $2, you don't see the message depending on where in the world you send it from. Have $5. Thank you for the $5 extra, Jake3D. Also, Ged K's in the chat. Black people are dumb. No, it's not that black people are dumb. It's that there's another fucking alt-right talking point about how apparently black people have an IQ of on average 70 and white people have an IQ of on average 100. And it's a really bullshit bell curve argument that's from a book that has been pretty much debunked like by every single sociological source since being made.
Can I go off real quick? Because I'm about to go off. I got a good take here, okay?
Sure.
So, I get called out a lot by Nazis, or not by Nazis, but like conservatives who maybe aren't racist, but they cater to racists, that whenever I say that voter ID law is racist and that it tries to keep black people from voting because black people are generally not able or capable to go out and obtain the types of ID that are that wouldn't be banned. They like to say, oh, so you think black people are too stupid to vote? And like, no, the majority of black people in America, and this is statistically true, due to socioeconomic issues, have worse educations and are not as well off. And so when you put in bars that are meant to keep poor people from voting, and when most black people are poor, it becomes pretty obvious what your intentions are. And no, it is not racist. This is the whole thing with gentrification. Socioeconomic problems. Yeah.
This is the whole thing with gentrification.
Yeah. It's bad for black communities. But yeah, I like it whenever right-wingers like to say, oh, the left are the true racists, because they say that they like to pull down black people by saying that they can't achieve as much as white people or something.
Which is a lovely straw man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, the right has to straw man the left, because the left is right on everything. Because we have big dicks and big brains, and they have to try to say otherwise.
The left is right, and the right has left the room.
All right.
They act like they go to school and there's like gunfire and artillery fire. And,
Who says
there's
this?
Like all kinds of workplace hazards. There's machines where their fingers come off. What's so hard? They're in their classroom. They decorating my classroom for the new class was so hard today.
So, all right, I'm going to engage in a fallacy. I'm going to engage in a fucking fallacy, and you all are going to watch it. He says, unironically, as Nick Fuentes, who has a job not unlike mine, literally sitting behind a desk talking to a camera.
He would probably argue that his job isn't too hard. Do you think I feel like that's something he would say. Like, yeah, my job isn't too hard. Why? Then why are they complaining or something? I don't know.
Like, I don't disagree that Nick, of all people, would probably bite the bullet on that. But if he's actually spoken to a teacher, someone who actually loves their job, does any amount of work, because I know several people who are teachers both in high schools and in colleges. I knew one that was a teacher in middle school. I haven't talked to anybody who are teachers in elementary. But almost all of them end up putting in like 70 to 80 hour work weeks in a desperate attempt to keep up with their fucking workload. Because it's not just clocking in and decorating the room. It's literally you're babysitting a bunch of people who are unruly. You're having to deal with a curriculum and keep educating yourself on a curriculum that is ever changing, while also dealing with the fact that, yeah, you may get a vacation, but having a vacation doesn't make your time at work suck any less.
Like, yeah, no, I mean, it's one of the most, I would argue that teachers are some of the most important, like, occupations out there. And I would imagine they deserve a fucking better wage, you know? It's literally, it all comes down to the fact that right-wingers hate teachers and have always hated teachers because they hate intellectualism and the things that teachers teach to their kids. Well, if they should. I mean, you get right-wing teachers sometimes, and they're pretty fucking stupid, will result in them not agreeing with right-wing topics. You know, when a teacher, they want to keep teachers from teaching about evolution. They want to keep teachers from teaching about gay people existing or about global warming and climate change and whatnot. Yeah. They just hate intellectualism.
Also, we have Ocean Keltoy in the chat, which I'm very glad that Ocean's here. He has just coined a new term for us, fundamentalism. For people who are conservative fundamentalists who are Nick Fuentes fans, it's a new term. He's coined it, and we can use it for free. Fundamentalists.
That's actually pretty damn good.
Fundamentalists.
That's pretty good. All right. You get a cookie for that one. 6 million cookies. Oh, we got him. Right wing destroyed.
God.
Left wing destroyed. Yeah. I really want to see him do the cookie question thing. I'm sorry. It's my favorite one.
Not to mention, there was a point in there, you're basically babysitting 20 to 30 kids for 56 minutes, 7 times a day, 5 days a week. Well, no, actually. Well, 7 times a day, 5 days a week. Yeah, no, I didn't read the 7 times a day part. So you're not just doing that. That's half of the job. The other half of the job is the education you have to take in order to keep up with the curriculum. Also, you have to be able to grade tests, which, while grading tests in itself is not a hard thing by itself, when you're doing, say, 300 in a single day, most of the time those tests get graded over the course of several days, and they have to be done over time. And then you have to worry about the fact that if these kids don't pass their class, well, we fire you. So, yeah, it pays to try to make sure your kids aren't stupid, which is sometimes a hard thing to wrestle with.
Particularly here in Florida, the at least for middle schools and high schools, the teachers' pay is based on how well their students do on the standardized tests at the end of the year. So I had one teacher. He was my favorite teacher to this day. His name was I'm just gonna say, I don't know. He's probably retired by now, so it's probably okay if I say his name. It's been like a decade. His name was Mr. McManus. Most people considered him to be an asshole at the school, but I really liked him because if you were on his good side, he was awesome. Probably one of the coolest teachers ever. He basically just came in on the first day and was like, all right, I'm going to be real with you guys. My pay for the year is determined on how well you guys do on the standardized tests at the end of the year. So just be cool, okay? Geography isn't too hard of a subject. Just pay attention in class. I'll make the class interesting for you guys. Just learn the shit you need to learn, and I get to be able to afford to fucking eat and stuff, and you guys don't get yelled at or have to go to summer school. Okay, that was the first day of his class when I was in middle school, and that was pretty fun. He was my favorite teacher.
Fair enough. I actually had a teacher who was the opposite of that, who was just waiting out tenure, and literally made our lives hell because he knew he could get away with it because he had tenure.
That's hilarious.
So sometimes there's the opposite of that.
Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people in the class thought of him though, but it turned out they were all just a bunch of little shits, and if they just didn't act like a bunch of little shits, then he would have been a good teacher to them. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I was just a little shit. Maybe I think
we were all little shits at some point, though. Let's be honest. Like, oh no, I have some my mom, like, I need to stop doing IRL streams at restaurants with my parents because my mom's told like a few embarrassing stories about me.
Oh, that's why you need to do more IRL streams so that the people can know. Don't you think the people deserve to know?
Yeah, they deserve to know what I did when I was literally 3 years old, and I said or maybe I was like 4, and I said something real bad to a lady in the line at the grocery store.
When you're sitting there like, I don't know how to social. Let me just try real quick. How is this going to work?
Well, I asked this lady in the line at the grocery store if she was going to have a boy or a girl when I was 4 years old. She wasn't pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hot takes from 3-year-old Pigpuncher?
Yeah, it might have been 4, but I was young enough that I didn't understand I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, I had to hang up all these posters, and today we watched a movie. Oh, it was so boring. Give me a break.
Wait,
with the teeth.
Did he go to school?
Yes, he did. Actually, I have a article that I read from somebody who used to actually debate with Fuentes in school. That, like, watched him go down the alt-right pipeline.
Damn. Okay, what can you like give me like a Cliff Notes version of what it
So
said?
the Cliff Notes version of it is that so Nick said some pretty like for the most part, Nick said some pretty yikesy shit. Going through like he didn't start out as what he is now. He started out as just kind of like a standard conservative, and so other conservatives were okay with him in school. And then as he said more yikesy stuff, he noticed that his popularity grew, and he started doing it more, and realized that he could develop a fan base off of being a yikesy little fuck. And when he did that, it got to the point where the person who wrote the article was actually a conservative and was watching this and was like, this kid is getting brainwashed by his own popularity.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's very interesting, actually. I'm gonna have to check that out. I might read it on stream sometime.
I've got here, I'll go ahead and send you the link to it real quick. As soon as Facebook catches up, because I sent it to Ocean at one point, and now my computer is doing everything in its power to prevent me from doing anything correctly. Here we go.
Maybe I should make a Facebook because I don't have one.
The article is called "My Strange College Rivalry with an Alt-Writer," and it's about the dipping of Nick Fuentes. Here, I'll actually post it in the chat for everybody if anybody wants to read it preemptively. There it is, and I'm sending it to you in a personal message.
Hell yeah!
Boom. There you go.
Thank you.
No, getting a Facebook's a mistake. Don't do it. It's bad.
I mean, I have a personal one, but I don't have one for my channel that I would ever actually, you know.
See, I actually use my personal one. Like my first and last name are known by practically everybody, so I just have my personal one and I spam my channel shit on there.
Wait, your name's not. Wait, is your first name Cirrus and your last name Skeptic? Because I assume that was it. I mean,
no.
When I learned Vosh's real name, I was like, really?
But now we just know that it's Vosh. He's gonna get it legally changed in like 3 days, right? I'm kidding.
I mean, it's out there, but I'm not gonna say it. It's you can figure it out if you really want to.
Yeah, this stuff can be found if people try.
Yeah, I mean, no one's found my full name yet, thank God. But yeah,
is it Alex Jones? That's where we are. Pizzagate went deeper than we knew.
You're not you're a liar. You're faking a fraud. You're not an intellectual.
Okay, now I have to actually bust out my Alex Jones because we're here.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're a liar! You're a fake and a fraud! You're not a real intellectual! You're turning the freaking frogs gay! Ugh!
That's actually really fucking good. Holy shit. I can't get that angry with my voice unless I'm like genuinely mad. Then I can get then I could probably do the impression, but like I feel like Alex Jones has like a fucking like nuclear reactor in his chest. That's like constantly.
I eat 12,000 burritos every day. I have a nuclear reactor in my ass and in my stomach. Those things get me angry all the time.
He's got a constantly melting down nuclear reactor in his ass.
Nightshade, Cirrus is the new voice actor for Alex Jones.
Yeah, no. If we're gonna, with the collective youth thing, if there's ever like an Alex Jones segment, you should do the fucking voice for him.
I'll definitely do that if Actually, you know what? I should message that. We should message that to Aliakai right now. Just be like, hey, if we do Alex Jones stuff, can we just have Cirrus voice that?
Yeah, that was actually really good. Yeah, if Cindy's still in the chat, then he probably enjoyed that because he loves quoting that Alex Jones thing. Like, I fucking Cindy is the best example of like somebody who started out as like an apolitical gamer bro and became bread pilled because he didn't care about politics before and he had some really yikesy centrist takes and I bread pilled him. I bread pilled Cinny.
Did you jerk off the big bread dick and make the bread pills go down the throat? Is that what you did?
I mean, we don't got to go into the details, but I mean,
hey, I'm using your verbiage.
Okay,
you're the one that said that to Vosh.
Yes, I have said that to Vosh. Okay, but we don't got to go there. I mean, you're not wrong.
Jack and Quill says, I heard shouting. What happened? We decided to do an Alex Jones thing.
Yeah. You're not an intellectual. You're faking a fraud.
Hey, Pig, we have a fan art of you.
Oh my God, is it porn?
No, not quite.
Oh.
Here, I'll go ahead and throw it up. Give me just a second. We have Rule 63 Furry Pig. Please let me burn him in Minecraft. Here you go.
Okay, I'm preparing myself. That Okay. Okay.
You've got some pretty big tits there, dude.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably have big tits if I was a girl. I don't know.
It's all the soy milk.
Yeah.
It's definitely all the soy milk.
Yeah. Oh.
You okay?
I'm recovering. Okay. I've never seen my first. I didn't want myself furryized. Okay. I wanted myself Rule 63 and or Rule 34.
Wait.
But
Pig did not want himself furryized. Everyone in the chat who is an artist, you've heard it. Now we have.
Oh.
Hey, I never asked to be Rule 63, but now like there's just all kinds of Surus tit art on canon now.
Hey, if I can see myself with tits, wait, hold on. So if someone jacks off to porn of themselves drawn as a girl, is it incest or is it masturbation?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay.
Teachers already. Cut their salaries, if anything. Make them double up. Make them get a second job.
Yes, because the way to make teachers perform better is to force them to get a second job.
Wait, does he realize that teaching is a full-time job? Yeah, he does. He's actually just a piece of shit. All right.
Yeah, no, he realizes these things.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get to the point where I'm gonna start like I'm getting there. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm getting there. Let's just hope me and Nick Fuentes never meet in real life in Minecraft. That would be very unfortunate for him. That would be very unfortunate for him.
And our kids are stupid. Why should they be getting paid?
He's a perfect example of this point.
He is a perfect example of the point. That's the funny part.
Paid more if the kids are getting dumber.
I mean, he is the kids getting. He's making the kids dumber himself as well. Oh, he's
making the freaking kids dumb.
He's making the freaking kids into Nazis.
The real lock says for $5, Spider-Man is a oh god damn. You're really gonna make me do that. Spider-Man is a menace, and he's turning the freaking frogs gay.
That's actually really good.
J. Jonah Jameson is really close.
They did it in the Spider-Man game, and they're doing it in the MCU now. That final credit scene, that was probably the most hyped I've ever been after an end credit scene for the MCU to continue I've ever been in my life. And that's why I'm so upset that they front-load the year with MCU films. I really wish almost that they would just spread them out more over the course of the year. Like, why is it like the first 6 months of the year have all the MCU films, and then we gotta wait another like 7 months before we get more?
Because because of course the first year,
I know,
the beginning of the year, Pig. The beginning of the year is the year of the SJW.
Is it really? Is that when all the SJW stuff happens at the beginning?
No,
of the year?
it's not. I'm just trying to say that so that eventually some freaking right-wing conspiracy theorist will latch onto it and go, they know.
We got them.
The real lock says that just made my morning. Thanks. Thank you very much for the $2 donation. Raging Atheist says, so the messenger reveals is going to destroy me and Cirrus and Dragnot and Shannon Cuse. This is going to be fun. Yeah, I can't wait for him to actually try with his little 100 sub channel that he's never been able to grow. I'm sure that he's going to destroy me.
Wait, who?
Messenger reveals he's a Christian who thinks that Christian centralized therapy can help people with PTSD. He's actually made the point that somebody who goes into the military, that the only reason that they develop PTSD is bad prep beforehand. And I'm just like, that one of my girlfriends is a military vet with PTSD, and she had a lot of fucking prep beforehand, right? You're aware of it.
Okay.
Basically, that's where we are.
Don't cancel me for saying the R word. I say it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a gamer. I sometimes I say gamer words. I'm sorry.
We have two more things for Pigpuncher.
Oh boy.
All right, the first one. Let's go ahead and we have one from the Dragon Lord. I'm trying to organize my shit. It's not very well organized. I apologize, guys. Pigpuncher, as a stage 5 furry, as an actual pig, says he loves blowing up Minecraft. He loves blowing up Nazis in Minecraft, of course.
That is pretty good. Do I have wings in that picture? Wait, what's going on in my back?
I think that's the TNT.
Oh yeah, because it's smoking. Okay, yeah. Sorry, it's really low res on my screen. But okay, yeah. Thank you for the fan art. I appreciate it.
And then we also have you as A burb.
What? Wait. Are birds furries? Is that furryism?
Yeah.
Oh. Wouldn't
Works
that
for
be a
birds, too.
feathery? Okay.
I mean, so furry is a from what I understand, and if there's any furries in the chat who can correct me on this, please do so. But furry is the top bracket, and the sub brackets would be like scaly or feathery or stuff like that. So like it's all furry,
Okay.
but there are subcategories.
That makes me want to kill myself even more, but okay. I just okay. That's all right. Okay.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
did.
fair. You did.
Yeah, I should have just said I love being made into a furry Rule 63 version of myself. Please do that. No, don't make me look cool or buff or anything. That would be fucking terrible.
Don't turn you into Vosh.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, I have the fan art that happened to Vosh during ours. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's like Vosh is like this big hulking just hunk of a creature just holding like a tiny like version of you. It's like the size of like a pillow.
And then, of course, you get furry art. You did it. You did it to yourself.
So that's gonna be the meme now. People are gonna make furry art of me. God damn it.
Yep.
Couldn't even be tentacle.
Here we are. Oh! It couldn't even be tentacle. Guys, add tentacles to the mix.
Hey, thank you. That's what we're going for here. That's good praxis.
Maybe you raise the pay when the kids get smarter, when the scores get better, but it's the lower scores and they want more money. It's a 1-to-1 correlation between.
Wait, hold on. I got a really good comparison here. Nick Fuentes stabs somebody, and they've fallen on the ground bleeding out, and the guy's like, "Please get me a bandage." And they're like, "Why should I give you a bandage when you're bleeding everywhere? You know what? Stop the bleeding, and then I'll give you a bandage." Good comparison.
That's not untrue.
That's the comparison. That's the logic he's using. But well, it's actually not, because he knows he's being a piece of shit, and that's not like a valid...
it's not like we're having to give him a comparison so that he can understand why his take is a bad take. He has his bad take, and he just thinks it's a good take.
Well, no, he knows it's a bad take. He's saying it. I think, like you said before, he's being edgy. Well, not edgy. I should say a piece of shit. In order to facilitate his popularity and to gain,
he knows that this is what's making him money.
Yeah,
he knows it.
I'm pretty sure he knows how stupid what he just said is.
We have incredibly big brain Nick here.
I like how he's in because it's all full of air, so he's floating. That's cool.
It's the hot air balloon.
Of civilization and the rise of women's suffrage, 1-to-1. When did they get the vote? Like the 1920s? 1921, I think. And right about there, they get the vote. They get the vote. Rosie the Riveter. They're in the workforce. Pussy hat. Amy Schumer. And then conversely, society.
What did I just watch?
You just watched a child LARPing.
That was Baby Rage. God, I wish you need to get your own website, dude, so you can have the Baby Rage emote in chat. But yeah, that was Baby Rage we just watched. He was just B-raging at us.
Like that whole thing. Women have the vote, and now society's going to fall down. The cultural Marxists are going to take over. Like, dude, are you okay? Nick, please show me on the doll where he hurt you, please.
Well, it would be a she. He got touched on the pussy hat. Got him. Yeah, he was really angry about the pussy hat thing. Like, a lot of conservatives seem to get triggered that some women want to wear a hat that's pink. And
also, Trickster makes a good point in the chat. He does realize that Rosie the Riveter did help win the war. Rosie the Riveter was a propaganda piece that we used, correct? Memory serves?
Well, against the Nazis, right?
Let's see. Yes. Yeah, no, that was the whole we can do it thing. No, the whole reason that we had the Rosie the Riveter thing and the reason that was useful was because we needed to get women in the workforce to help sustain our economy because we had sent so many people overseas. Our economy desperately needed women in order to take care of it. So we made internalized propaganda to get women into the workforce so that we could sustain our own fucking nation. Like, that's actually a very important thing.
But the problem is, though, and Cirrus, you're forgetting this, we're fighting the Nazis. She helped fight the Nazis, which means, let's be honest, Nick Fuentes isn't a big fan of her, you know what I mean?
Ah, god damn it, that's right. I hate how accurate that is.
I mean, I'm not wrong, but I didn't have to say it. Do you know what that's from, the reference that I'm making? Because it's become a meme on my channel.
Are you okay?
Oh.
I didn't mean to interrupt if I'm interrupting the stream.
No, you're okay. I was trying to figure out where my phone was this whole time, actually.
I saw it on the counter because I'm trying to make chicken nuggets.
Trying to make chicken nuggets? Are there chicken nuggets for me, too?
I mean, I could put you in some chicken nuggets.
Please, I'm starving.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, honey. Alright, guys, I'm getting chicken nuggies on stream. This is amazing.
Amazing. I'm just farming some pumpkins right now, unironically.
Building an
in
army.
Minecraft.
We're going to CPAC this year. We're going to T-pose on Jared Holt. We're going to T-pose on journalists. We're going to T-pose on Mike Cernovich. We're going to T-pose on libs, neocons.
Nick Fuentes, unironically, we're going to T-pose on the libs. Okay.
You know,
Like-
I just want the Russians to nuke us now. It's all good. All right. Yep. That's enough for me. Yep.
Like,
Just-
I don't. So what's happening here? So I can because I do need to actually deconstruct this a bit for people who don't know what's going on here. There has been a bit of an appropriation on the internet of gaming culture by alt-right media. This is one of the reasons why we have this is one of the reasons No Bullshit even has a channel, is
Yeah.
because he'll look at something or the Quartering does the same fucking shit where they see that somebody has made a slightly progressive move in a video game, and they go, the SJWs are taking over. Guys, we have to stop it. Vote with your dollars. And then when they do that, you end up having a very loud voice. I mean, what? No Bullshit's, 280,000 subs or something like that?
400,000, or no, 600,000, I think. He has about as...
How?
He has almost as many... Well, no, he has more subs than ContraPoints. Yeah, that's...
Why?
Yeah. That's the one that pisses people off. Yeah.
So when they do something like that, it literally gets a group of people who go, I think they like the people who are dumb enough to think that they actually have a good point end up rallying behind them, and they're rallying behind them not just because they think that these people have a good point, but also because they are part of that gaming culture. Hell, I play League of Legends. I know what a toxic gaming culture looks like. I do.
We should play League sometime.
We should.
Lately. Oh, yeah.
But the next time that I do League and I'm like streaming or anything, I'll invite you on.
Hell yeah.
But so what they'll do is they do this little signal to the people who are in those cultures and are going, yeah, he's right. The SJWs are taking over. We have to let the SJWs know that they're not welcome here. We live in a society. Rise up, gamers. Like, that's... Oh my god, this is just the freaking Ben Shapiro meme, too. Like...
Yeah, I mean, like, that's where we are, though, currently in society. In this whole shit, you know? We're at a point where they're appropriating memes that attract young people into politics, basically. That's their plan. That's their goal.
What's up, honey?
Trying to find the eye drops.
Fair enough. You know, and that's the same thing that, like, because memes are ubiquitous, but memes resonate mostly with a younger audience because memes communicate a message instantaneously. It takes me 2 seconds to look at a meme and understand what the meme is trying to say because they're very surface level. They don't go terribly deep, and that makes them appealing to a lot of people at any stage of development. That's also kind of the more dangerous part about memes. Because when you have something like that can communicate a message instantly, that message could be anything. It could be a positive message, or it could be a fucking Nazi talking point. And there's no way to tell the difference if you don't know. So if you're not decently studied or decently learned in in politics, you can see one of these memes and go, that's kind of funny. And then you see it again, you go, yeah, that reminds me of that other thing that I thought was funny. I'm laughing again. And then eventually you start to think that that's just how the world works, how things actually are. And then there's a small subset of people that can actually get radicalized by that. And now we're talking about stochastic terrorism.
Yeah. Oh, look at this fucking boomer saying memes can make people violent. This is why the left needs to be stopped, guys. Fucking left wing destroyed. Yeah, and then you have the people who make that claim. Your Chris Ray guns and whatnot.
Yeah,
Fuck
no.
Chris Ray gun.
When somebody says something like that, I'm just like, so are you saying that people are not influenced by the media that they watch? Because when somebody tries to say that that memes can radicalize somebody, they say that's a bad take. My response to that is almost always going to be, okay, so if you're saying that media can't influence people, then why would you care? Like, usually these are the same people that take like the no bullshit points. If memes can't radicalize people or memes can't change people's opinion, then why do you care about what happens in media at all? Because none of it matters. Like, right? If none of it matters,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all hypocrites. Like they make the same claims when it comes to like they always like to say, oh, just let creators do what they want to do. Like if a game company wants to not be inclusive or wants to not be political, then let them. But then whenever a game injects politics they disagree with, and they get triggered by it, and they say, I don't want games to be political. I want this out of my games. Keep politics out of my video games. They're just meant to be fun, you know?
Yeah, and people who think that games are not political or games can't be political are really... I'm not saying they're delusional, because I'm not going to go with the version of delusional that's not the DSM. But I will say that there is certainly a delusion to think that art is not inherently used to communicate a political message. Not all art is political, but art, by and large, has been used historically to communicate political messages, and video games are art.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You know, also they make the same argument that, like, oh, video games are art, they should be taken seriously, but don't criticize them like they're art. Don't seriously criticize them and say that they, affect society or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when... Also, somebody in the chat said I don't want censorship in my games at all. I agree. Like, I feel... This is going to sound really weird, but this comes to mind because I'm playing Resident Evil 4 right now on my gaming stream stuff. Does everybody know that, like, Resident Evil 4 has some of the weirdest bits of censorship in video games? Like, Resident Evil 4 in Germany, they've censored the boob size of Ashley Graham.
Wait.
For
How
reasons.
old is Ashley Graham in that? Because isn't she, like, fucking, like, 6 or something? Wait,
Ashley? No, Ashley's, like, 21. The
wait,
president's daughter.
I was thinking of Sherry. From,
Yeah, you're thinking of Sherry from 2.
Resident Evil 2, yeah, because I've been playing 2 lately.
Are you playing the remake right now?
Yeah, remake.
What do you think of it?
It's very good. Mr. X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you. Go and give it to you.
I have that mod installed in my game.
It's not as good as the. There's another mod for Mr. X that turns him into Thomas the Train.
Yeah, that's a good one. It plays the theme. There's a really good video of that on YouTube where, like, the fucking Leon screaming, Jesus Christ!
Do 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 do.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
I have.
That's so good. That's a good game. Resident Evil 7. I'm so excited for Resident Evil 8, and I hope it continues from where Resident Evil 7 left off.
Do you want it to continue with Ethan and Mila?
I'm pretty interested in Ethan and Mia's story. I liked the Baker family too. It would be cool to see more. I guess they're all dead now, but I mean, it seems like more story can be told there. I don't know. Like, I just really, really enjoyed a lot about Resident Evil 7. There's something about it that was really good. It encompassed, like, a type of horror, or this, like, scary, something I don't see a lot of, but it's because of where I live. I always like to imagine, oh, this place would be awesome for a horror setting, but you never really see it. Like, out in the swamp, like, redneck, hillbilly swamp area. I see a lot of those areas around. I'm like, God, that would be so cool for, like, a horror game. Like, imagine being trapped in there for a night, like a crazy redneck family. And then Resident Evil 7 went and did that with, like, their stuff. And then it went with, like, the keeping it very chill and low key, all in one central area. Resident Evil 2 kind of does this, but it's still kind of like you're still roaming around a city for the most part.
It's very it's like Resident Evil 1 was, basically. We're like, take the Baker estate and change it for the Spencer estate, and you've got about what Resident Evil 1 did.
Yeah. The Spencer estate, though, was more of your traditional, like, haunted house, haunted mansion. Yeah. But the Resident Evil 7 house is just a big house plantation out in the middle of the swamp. The kind of place that if you drove by it while you're going down the road, you would be like, oh, fuck, imagine being trapped in there for a night.
Yeah, like the Spencer estate, there's at least places where you can feel safe. Whereas in, like, 7, Jack just randomly pops out of walls and is like, all right, we're done. I'm like, oh,
I'll
okay.
have to shove this rake right up your asshole, son. I love Jack Baker. I used to, whenever I was playing through that game, I would always, like, every time he shows up, I would do, like, an impression of him saying something like, pull down your... Or, sorry, I'd be like, bite the pillow, Ethan, I'm going in dry.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Let's continue with the Nick Fuentes. We're getting off topic.
Before we do that, though, more fan art has dropped of you.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know why you're saying hell yeah. You know what it is.
Oh, no.
It's a cat version of you, and it even has the soy milk.
That's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's on the gang. That's actually pretty good. Oh shit! Those of you guys who are making fan art of me, make sure you go into my fan Discord and you start posting these in the fan art area, okay? Because I'll be able to like download it to my fan art section.
Let's see. We have. Hold on. But I don't recognize. Oh. So you wanted tentacles, correct?
Oh boy, did we get them?
I'm not sure you'll like the method that we got them in, but yeah, we got them.
Furry tentacles.
I don't know why you would ever think that. I don't know why you would ever think that. It's you just randomly have tentacles grafted on.
What the fuck am I looking at?
You're looking at your future, Pig. You can't escape it. Don't even try. Telltale tried once. It didn't work very well.
What the fuck am I don't... Thank you all for the fan art. You guys are amazing.
So we're gonna do basically a de facto meet and greet at CPAC. I've decided that I'm going this year, and so if you wanna meet and we're gonna dab on everybody, you gotta go. If you're in the College Republicans, you can tell the people that are in charge, and they get you there, I think, for free or for a discount and everything else. If not, you're just gonna have to fly out. It's like February 2019. It's in DC, but it's gonna be epic. I imagine we're at CPAC and we've just got 100 Zoomers from Nicker Nation.
Oh my god, he calls them... Wait, he actually calls them that?
Yep, he calls them the Nicker Nation.
I have a guy who makes new accounts and he comes in my chat every once in a while, and his name is Nick Gers. And he tries to get me to say his name, so I just call him Nicholas Gers, but yeah.
We're just gonna call him Nicky.
Nicky, the Nicky Nation.
Real Lock in the chat. Nick, you just posted cringe. Yeah.
Female cat Pigpuncher is cute. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a huge fan of cats. I like dogs. Sorry, dog squad up.
I like both.
Okay.
I like
we'll
both.
Agree. We'll agree to disagree, Mr. Centrist.
I was actually about to make an enlightened centrist point there.
Yeah. And that's
think
basically the meme now. Whenever someone says, "Oh, I like both equally," I'm always like, "Okay, centrist."
Visual Vintage Pigpuncher's canceled.
Oh,
and we see Jared Holt down the corridor. He takes one look and he runs. And I lead the charge. We run at him. We force him against a brick wall or something, or he's in an alley, and we just T-pose on him. And we don't even do anything, okay? We're not even going to hurt you. We're just going to show you our power, all right? Maybe we'll do...
This is the cringiest fucking take. We're gonna find the other neocons. We're going to T-pose on them like in a video game for real, though. It's going to assert our power.
Gamers. Wait, okay. Sirs, I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
Gamer side when?
Gamer side when? Obviously at the next CPAC. That's where we are, right?
I mean... I don't... He just posted cringe, and he's gonna lose subscriber.
Like, I see that, and my brain just goes, I don't know how to feel. Like, I feel bad because there's an audience of 40,000 people who watched this, and they felt empowered by this.
This was like, you know, the end, or not the end, but like halfway through like Return of the King, when Theoden shows up at the fucking Pelennor Fields with all of his fucking Rohirrim, and it's like, oh, big speech and everything. That's what he thinks this was. That's what Nick Fuentes thinks he just did. I just want you guys to just like absorb that amount of cringe. That's what he thinks he just did here.
Yeah. You posted cringe, bro.
He just posted cringe hard.
Like, and so the reason I'm defaulting to the you posted cringe, bro thing. Normally I wouldn't, because I don't find that that's an argument that holds very much water, because, oh, you cringed at a thing, but does that mean that the thing was not true? However,
this is just because that's all
this is the point.
Least Watched is. It's just cringe.
This is the point that he made against me, though. Was, look, bad optics. It's cringe, bro. That's all cringe. Look, everybody, cringe. It's just like you're pointing and laughing at something, which is fine. You can do whatever the hell you want. But if you fail to make a point, then I'm going to point out the fact that you failed to make a point, and then I'm going to use the exact same argument against you because you walked into it. Like, you've opened that door.
He just can't not post cringe without, you know, he's got to do it. Because they're the most, like, fucking cringy motherfuckers out there. They LARP and they... Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm going to get angry. I'm just going to... All right. Pigpuncher, chill out. You can do this.
Do a little floss. And then there'll be all kinds of pieces the next day on Vox. You may be...
About to get a good take?
Okay, so... Not only... There's actually some stuff to deconstruct in this image. I'm not even shitting you. So, first of all, obviously, from Vox, and there's his first little take there, because we know that people like him and Steven Crowder are very against organizations like Vox. Also, specifically naming them Knickers, using their name as opposed to using the names that they actually are, which is a bunch of cringy children. However, salty conservative...
Wait, what?
Is salty conservative boomers. Okay, so people who aren't as right-leaning as he is are all cucks, apparently. So we've got gatekeeping as well. And the actual dog whistle here. The actual dog whistle. This is a multi-layered dog whistle, and it's hard to see in the actual stream. Let me see if I can't make it a little easier to see in the stream. The actual takeaway here.
Shlomo Sheckelstein.
You see it? There we go. Okay, now you can see it. Shlomo Sheckelstein. So there's a lot to unpack here. So the Shlomo, or the sh at the beginning of all of his stuff, that's his dog whistle for anti-trans bigots. Because he calls people who say that they're trans, he calls them shmen and schwimmen and etc.
Yeah.
So he does that. So there's the first layer. The second layer to strip away is that the sh is literally there as a modifier for homo, and the Sheckelstein is a modifier just to make it sound like it's Jewish. So now we have anti-Semitism, we have homophobia, and we have transphobia all wrapped into 2 words. You fucked up 3 times in 2 words. Only Nick Fuentes. Only Nick Fuentes could manage that.
God damn it.
Only
I just
Nick.
had to... You just posted cringe.
Like,
that's all that can be said about what we're looking at here right now. Like, it's just... Oh, boy. Is Nick Fuentes, does he stream on YouTube? Like, is he still allowed to have a platform?
He's allowed to have a platform. He has a full-time streaming platform on YouTube. He streams Monday through Friday.
Okay. Yep. Right wing being censored by Google. Okay.
NECA says, are you sure about the stuff on Shlomo? It's a Jewish name, so it could just be anti-Semitism. The whole thing could just be anti-Semitism. Like, the whole thing could just be anti-Semitism. But
Yeah.
because of the other takes that I've heard from Nick, I don't read into it quite that charitably. I don't.
I think it doesn't really matter. I think just the fact that he does this thing anyway means we can just kind of go with the fact that it's probably all meme. Like, he's memeing everything, like the anti-Semitism and everything. It's not just going to be like the anti-Semitism. He's also being homophobic and transphobic and Probably sexist. Yeah.
So the real lock in the chat for $2. Cringe plus dog whistle equals cringe whistle. This is officially the cringe whistle. That's what this is.
When Nick Fuentes talks, it's like that episode of South Park with the brown note. You know what I'm talking about? Like Nick Fuentes' voice just makes people want to shit themselves spontaneously. Like there's just something about it. I don't know.
Jack and Quill in the chat. It makes me sad that just anti-Semitism is the kind way to read it. Yeah, no, it's really sad when like the application of the principle of charity still makes you a Nazi. Like when applying the principle of charity, taking the most charitable take, that's where we are. Like
Hey.
that's
We're Nazis are accepted in society again. It's 2019. What are you talking about?
and you know why that is? We live in a society.
Is that like where does the "we live in a society" meme come from? Because every time I start a sentence with that, I always get memed on.
It's because Batman: The Dark Knight, because freaking the Joker did the whole "we live in a society" and then just went on his little tirade there. So now anytime that somebody tries to make a point about like how the West needs to destroy itself or something like that, it begins with "we live in a society."
Huh. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't use it in that context. I just say, like, for example, we live in a society where black people are disadvantaged because of things having to do with socioeconomics, you know? Then I get right-wingers in chat being like, oh, he said the thing, we live in a society, let's just meme it and not take anything that he just said seriously, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a dumb meme.
Well, again, it's the same thing with somebody like looking at my office and going, haha, he's got anime posters in his office. We can't take him seriously. Okay, sure. Fine. You know that Nick's office is a fake green screen? Does that mean you can take him more seriously? Okay.
Well, I imagine Nick Fuentes is probably an anime fan. Most Nazis are anime fans, it seems.
He should watch Saga of Tanya the Evil.
I don't know anything about anime. I'm not even gonna ask. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know shit about anime.
Fair enough.
I've seen almost all of season 1 of One Punch Man, and I watched all of Death Note. Hell yeah!
You need to watch Dragon Ball at some point. It's like gate the gate, like the floodgate of anime is Dragon Ball.
I don't know. I'm not a big weeb. I'm not a weeb. I don't know. I'll get made fun of.
Pig, you already get made fun of. It's fine. I get made fun of.
Yeah, but I get made fun of by Nazis, but then I'll get made fun of by people. 'Cause Nazis aren't people. They're subhuman.
Oh my god.
That's I don't know. I want to get like as edgy as possible with my channel to the point where I'm like more edgy than the Nazis, but not a Nazi. You know, like you know, I don't know. Because if I can bring in the edgy Zoomers away from being like far right wing Nazis to being like leftists who instead of joking about killing all black people or something, instead they joke about eating the rich. That's where I want to be. That's what we're trying to do here.
That's fair. I think that's the same thing that Vosh tries to do as well, basically.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't talked to Vosh about that. I should probably ask him what his take is on that statement.
Be kicked out of CPAC for this, but there'll be all kinds of pieces. Like the GOP is now the Zoomer party. GOP is now the party of Fortnite dances and Minecraft and creepers.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What? Minecraft, yeah, that's been a meme for a while. Minecraft, yeah.
Yep. I see that. I'm just like, it's not even a dog whistle at that point, because a dog whistle is something that's supposed to be inconspicuous. This is not a dog whistle. This is just, he's literally just going, ah ha ha, guys, they call us Nazis. Let's own it.
Oh yeah. Zoomer. By the way, someone in chat asked what the Zoomer means. Zoomer means like teen, like someone my age. I'm 19. I would be considered a Zoomer, but I'm not a Nazi like most Zoomers seem to be now.
Yeah, the pendulum definitely seems to be swinging the other way right now, which is kind of upsetting. But
yeah, like younger people are becoming more and more conservative, but not like it's an epidemic. But it's not like it's not happening as much as it seems like. But it's still happening to a degree where we need to worry about it. And Nick knows it. That's why he's doing what he's doing here.
Yep.
So that's what I have in mind.
Really shitty editing. Holy hell.
So I saw Alec, and he made some jib about how I'm short or something, and I pulled him aside. I said, look, maybe it's time you start sticking up for your own people instead of taking money from Jews. And
That's
We'll
a
continue.
Bosch stare for me. Yeah, let's just keep going.
We'll,
Yep, that's
we'll,
just-
we'll keep
just-
going.
Sometimes I'm not gonna say anything, and that means you should just Vosh stare at the camera and just press play.
And I don't know, was that out of line? Was that a little bit? Was that too controversial? Did I hit him too hard? I guess he didn't like that I said that.
Will Sommer. White nationalist Nick Fuentes is stuck in the lobby at CPAC, apparently because he's banned from the actual conference. Fuentes says he's just kind of hanging out.
Just chilling. Hey, Ashley Gosh donated.
Thank you
Hello,
very much.
Allie.
YouTube gave me this for free. Y'all deserve it. Thank you very much for that.
YouTube doesn't give me free donations. What is this that I keep hearing about free donations? What?
I think you're supposed to have something that's a free donation when you have YouTube Red.
Oh, I don't have YouTube Red. Never mind.
Yeah, that's probably where it's from.
I just download AdBlock.
Also, just got a Streamlabs donation from Zalrock Chaos, Dead Nazis in Minecraft for $10.
You gotta get hyped for you get them sometimes for being right. Okay. Yeah, no. Assuming Vosh isn't too busy next week, Breadcraft Live. It's probably gonna be starting next week. Do you think you'll be able to stream it?
Next week, if it's after the 21st at any point, then yeah.
I don't know about 21st. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see with the Vosh situation, but it's not gonna be like a one stream thing. It's gonna be like an ongoing thing. So I mean, anyone will be able to bring on anybody as time goes on. So I don't know. Like you might, if you're not here for the first one, it'll be okay. You'll be able to join for like any other ones.
I'll see what I can manage. I should be able to finagle something if need be, though.
Okay, cool.
And so I'm making my way around the conference. We're kind of, shaking hands, just seeing what's up. And I'm having a good time. We're laughing. I'm talking to the Turning Point people. I'm making jokes. We're all having a good time. And Alex Sears comes over with security. He calls security on me because he knows that I'm kicked out because his boss got me kicked out. And so the security guard, he comes up to me and he says, hey, Nick Fuentes, you're going to have to come talk with me. I said, well, can you give me one moment? I'd just like to take a few pictures here. He said, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. And so they're taking pictures. And then I realized the name on my badge, I had a different name on my badge. It was Nick something, a different last name. I think it was like Nick Williams or something. So I got my picture taken, and they said, hey, wait a minute. You said Nick Fuentes, right? He's like, yeah. I said, I don't know who that is. Nick Fuentes. I'm Nick Williams. I'm this other Nick. I'm this different guy. I've never heard of Nick Fuentes. Who is that? I assume you're having some problem. I don't know who that is. And the security guard said, oh, okay, you're fine. Then he turns to go away. And all these, I think there were trans people, other people just like chimping out. No, that's the real Nick Fuentes. We booked it out of there. We ran up the escalator, down the hall, up the elevator, and we escaped. Apparently there was this big security fiasco. Security guards, I was told, are running down the escalator to the exhibition hall, hands on their guns, because people are saying there's like this white nationalist loose. They've got
Yeah, I'm definitely not a white nationalist.
Things that never happened 2018.
But then everyone stood up and clapped. Do you know that meme?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. He's doing it, and everybody.
Like the people who were pointing and going, "No, that's the real Nick Fuentes." Of course, they had to be trans, and of course, they had to be chimping out.
Goddamn transes.
Like, okay.
pictures of me on their phones. Everyone's all this commotion, all this drama, and for what? Because I'm just a regular, authentic conservative. Yeah, I don't want the country to become Africa. I don't want the country to become Mexico. I guess that means I'm some sort of security threat. Instead, they're like a house slave.
House slave. Okay, buddy.
We have a $1. We have a $1 donation from Serpent's Tongue. Thank you very much for that. And I think he's so when you're banned from a conference, right? When you're banned from going to a venue and you go to that venue anyway, first of all, you're being a fucking dick. Secondly, and more importantly, it doesn't mean that people trying to get you out of the venue that you're banned from is suddenly like everybody paying attention to you and being like really, really I guess paying attention to you is really the best way to word it. It doesn't mean that people are obsessed with you in any way, shape, or form. Like, Nick Fuentes. It's like, no, you got yourself banned by being an idiot, and then you decided to go anyway, like an idiot. You just idioted twice.
And security was doing their job and just kicking out. Chances are they weren't running with their hands in their gun or anything. They were just like just walking after him.
How would he even know? Like, if he's walking away, is he just like running backwards, just staring at them?
Well, he said he was told, which just tells me that like.
But wasn't he there? Why does he need to be told? He was there.
Well, I guess he said that he and whoever else he was with booked it or something, and I don't fuck. He's lying. This isn't a true story, but like
this.
What
also, this freeze frame. There's so
like
many ways.
It looks like he's about to peel a face mask off.
It also.
He's reptilian.
There's so many ways that this could be fan arted, and I'm not going to mention what they are.
Oh, he's got a tentacle around his neck.
The anime weebs are coming with their tentacles, Nick.
I would actually like to see Nick vored or tentacled or any of that shit. He thinks all that stuff's probably like degenerate, so like why not?
Well, he thinks that having sex with somebody who's an African American is degenerate.
Exactly like fucking a dog is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
basically. And their response is like, "Hey, master, there's somebody breaking off of the Israeli Zog plantation. Get him! We did a video the other week.
God, that's a Vosh stare for me, Chief. That's all I'm gonna say. That's just a stare right into the camera. That's all that deserves.
Debunking the wage gap between men and women. Oh, my mind. There's just a hydrogen bomb going off in my brain. Radiation killing me from the fallout from that blast. I'm turning into a ghoul. I'm turning into...
No, fuck, I just fell in lava. No, not again, not fucking again, holy shit.
As soon as I pause, you fall in lava.
I just lost so many fucking diamonds. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to delete this entire world, because, like, God, the amount of fucking gear that I'm losing at this point.
Ashley, there's no reason to time out Real Lock. Real Lock is fine.
Alright. I guess let's continue. I'm just gonna fucking close Minecraft because I have to I shouldn't have gone mining. I was hearing I couldn't hear the lava. God damn it.
Turning into some creature from Fallout. Save your bottle caps, people, because the radiation from that nuclear knowledge bomb is just roasting us. It's turned America into a wasteland. You're telling me that the gender pay gap isn't real? Like, give me a break. We've known this since 2015.
Have we, though? Have we?
What's he referring to? Is he like... I think he's like...
He's referring to the gender wage gap and how it doesn't exist. So what I've learned from a little bit of studying on the wage gap thing is that when somebody says the wage gap doesn't exist, it's wrong in and of itself, because the wage gap is a thing. However, the way that it's framed is usually the problem. So, there's the first argument for the wage gap is usually that the wage gap exists because there are people who will not go into riskier industries, and that the people who won't go into riskier industries are usually female. Okay, well, why is that? What is the fundamental difference that is causing that? And usually they can't explain that, so then it becomes a fucking non-point. What I have found is that in the industries that I have worked in, it is harder for women to actually get promoted to higher areas of business, and there's where you actually have your wage gap. It's not that there's some mandate that they get paid 77 cents for every dollar that a man has. Anybody who argues that point is usually either really horribly uneducated or has never done any study on this problem at all. What happens is that something that we have done some studies on, there is a bit of a glass ceiling that prevents people from going any further. That typically is what causes what we know of as the wage gap. It's not that there's some fucking mandate that says that women get paid 77 cents for a dollar. And when people argue that point, they're just sending freaking ammunition to freaking Nazis like Nick.
Yeah. It's more of like, whenever like a feminist talks about there being like a wage gap or an earnings gap, they're more so referring to the societal things that result in women not getting promoted as often, not being put in positions that have a higher wage.
Also, we have one person in the chat saying this guy is obsessed with Nick. If you think that doing 2 videos on a person is obsession, then your litmus test is fucked.
We don't even have to acknowledge what he said. His name's the Friendly Jew.
I mean, fair, but I also don't like not acknowledging people for anime profile pictures. So
Hold on. I just typed in chat. Mod me in your chat so I can ban Nazis when I see them.
Well, here we are. Why not? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Well, I'm gonna ban this Nazi for starters.
Problem. Okay, so continuing on.
You know, and that's roaming millennial. Who's the other? There's some other nitwit on there named Rant Nation, and he's this guy, and he's the typical. He's got the muscles, you know. He's got the muscles. He's got
Unlike you.
I mean, yeah, he's a little. Look at his fucking arms, dude. Look at his
Yeah,
arms.
he's
Holy
got the
shit.
twig arms.
You know, macho. We got guns, and we submit to Israel. You know, we got our big guns. We got our macho muscles. So that
I wonder what problem he has with Israel, because the real question there, like the biggest argument against Israel that I have is that it's essentially an ethno-state, and I'm against ethno-states, right? Like I don't find ethno-states to be a useful concept. I think that it's terribly stupid to try to build one, and it's terribly stupid to try to enforce one. So the argument that I would personally have against Israel is the exact same argument that I would have against the nation that Nick wants to build up. So here we are.
Yeah, like, fuck. I would never. Would I debate Nick Fuentes? I don't know, because he's so slippery. He's such a slippery little.
The rule that I have found with someone like Nick, the trick is to have a focused debate. If you can have a focused debate with this person, then you can actually have some type of fruit from that conversation. But if you can't have a focused debate, if you have a scattershot one where you just go in, hey, let's have a debate, what do you want to talk about? And then they say a thing, and then you get on that thing, and then you back them into a corner, and then they just jump to a different topic. This is a thing that we saw with Honk Lives Matter the other day, where when he was disproven on the dumb shit thing that he was saying, he immediately jumped to a different topic entirely. And at that point, you go, okay, no, let's reel back. Let's reel back to the actual conversation we were having, which is not the one you just tried to move us to.
Yeah, they like to deflect and like jump around and shit.
Also, let's see here. We need to go to...
Again, with the fucking... He's obsessed... Okay, so I don't usually like to use the term obsessed when it refers to somebody that's, like, criticizing me, but Flamenco is fucking obsessed with me. He's made, like, his sixth alt account to try to message me on Discord. Should I read his message, or should I just block him?
Oh, dear God. Why not read it? In the meantime, a Rule 63 version of you has been put in.
I like it. I got tiggle bitties.
You have the tiggle bitties, sir.
I can appreciate some tiggle bitties every once in a while. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good art. I can't draw nearly that well. All right. Let's read this. He says, "Hey, buddy, you seem not to know what you would get from a debate, so I'll answer it. You'll get to not be a lying bitch that weasels out of things and get to be a man. I get that might be an alien concept for you and probably why you got cucked. Also, you really got to stop taking uninformed horsefuckers at their word, buddy. Still very friendly with Ralph. I'm just getting ready for school so I don't have to e-beg and live with my parents because I'd have to kill myself if I did. I'm 19, but okay. Also, also, I have my own fucking house. What are you talking about?
But I say that's the same thing that I hear when somebody's like, Cyrus lives in his mother's basement, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I own my own house and several acres of land. What? Huh? Where does that even come from?
Also, you have 3 times the subs, but can only manage about 10 more viewers on live streams. I don't know if you want to try to pull the numbers dick measuring contest, bud. Winky face. It's really creepy. He always has to do the winky face in every message, and it freaks out all my viewers whenever he tries to like DM them. Also, I get way more views on my videos. He gets like 12 viewers in his stream, so I don't know where that's from. But hey, I guess that's why we'll be getting Boogie and you'll be stuck with horse rapists. What?
We also have a furry of you that has been submitted again because you can't escape that.
Oh, brother. Wait, we'll be getting Boogie? Like, oh, is he talking about how like they'll be getting Boogie on the stream, or because Boogie is like a right winger, or?
I don't know.
Well, Boogie is like a centrist, so if he's going on a stream with Nazis, that's gonna be pretty okay. Well, I'm excited for that one, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and block him. But maybe I should set it so only people who I'm in servers with can message me, because it's getting to the point where it's like, good lord, it's getting ridiculous.
That's a thing you could do. For me, my DMs are usually open to anybody, but I can understand that.
I want mine to be open, but people like him are just fucking obsessed with me. Like, Jesus Christ, the guy's been like harping on me for so long. Jesus Christ, can you just like relax a little bit?
You know, so that our daughters can date black guys. You know, and
buddy,
there's nothing wrong with that. Real strength is going to the gym and being okay with that. Real strength is seeing black men and white women couples on television and being fine with that. We're drinking black coffee while we watch it, right?
So what's the actual problem with that? Like, what's the actual issue with black people and white people dating? Like, I mean, I get that he's a racist, but...
Well, yeah, he's just a racist. It's his only reason.
So,
I said before, there's the two different types of racists, and he's the latter version that just literally just hates black people for no reason, other than they just look different.
And it's funny because Milton Friedman said back in like the 70s and 80s when he was on his Free to Choose lecture tour, people said, hey, Dr. Manlett, Dr. Economist Manlett, well, what happens if our corporate overlords decide to discriminate against black people or against homosexuals or against, what happens if there's white supremacists? Don't you think then that the government should go in and regulate private enterprise? And he said, well, actually, the marketplace would punish people who discriminate. Now, he never told us, number one, that we would be the ones being discriminated against.
How? How are you getting discriminated against in the marketplace, Nick? Please tell me the market that will not accept your dollar.
Wait, but straight white people are the most... straight white gamers are the most oppressed people. Don't you know this?
Like,
in the whole world.
I see stuff like this, and I'm just like, how... You're saying that you're the one being oppressed, but how? How are you being oppressed?
This guy, you know what this guy is? I just realized. Do you know the food review guy that like eats in his car and he looks like if Nosferatu was like a 17-year-old like food reviewer? You know the guy I'm talking about?
I don't actually.
Wait, really? Fuck. Hold on. God damn. Is there a way to minimize the? I guess not. I guess I'll just look it up like this. What's his name? It's like food review car something. The report of the week. I want you to Google. Go on YouTube and look up the report of the week and tell me this isn't Nick Fuentes' like younger brother or something.
Let me see. Hold on.
Chat. If chat knows what I'm talking about, they'll be like.
The report of the week. Wait, what?
All one word.
Why does he look like a... Dude looks like he's actually a reptoid.
Yeah, that's why he's so popular.
Like...
And watch, like, put on one of his videos and see how he delivers too. He talks like a robot.
I might do that when I'm not going over Nick. But...
I mean... Yeah, it's just
like it's not even a bad thing. It's just that's a very distinctive face. That's a face that if I saw that in a crowd, I would be able to point it out again.
But like when you look at him, he kind of reminds you of Nick Fuentes, does he not? Like they could be related.
He does look a little bit like him. I hope his opinions aren't quite like his.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know, but his catchphrase is "My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined." That's his catchphrase. All right, let's continue.
Or number two, that actually there would be no punishment at all because it's actually not a free market. There's no competition. The government helps these people. And then the best part, the icing on the cake, is you go online and you complain about this, as I do frequently, and loudly, and then you get people like David Shitrat who comment, "Oh, so you don't like the free market anymore?" We never liked the free market. That's the problem.
We all fall short.
So he does.
Right.
Okay, so he is not. That would make him not a capitalist then, actually. Because
Yeah,
if
no,
he
he
doesn't,
doesn't like capitalists.
if he doesn't like the free market, okay, that's
I don't
fair.
think. I don't know what, I don't know what this fucking Fuentes guy actually wants, economically speaking. Because every time a conservative makes a point about economics, he disagrees with it. So it's like, what the fuck does he want? He hates socialism and communism. He hates capitalism. He hates the free market. Like, what does he want?
Like I'm very, very concerned because like a lot of his points are ones that are echoed by capitalists, because when he goes against socialists and stuff like that, usually those are capitalist talking points. But looking at that, I wonder what his actual economic stances are then.
He probably doesn't have any. He just wants to hate black people.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't actually read a book on economics. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Or the glory of God.
Of course.
So it doesn't matter if you're, it doesn't matter if you're a mass murderer or if, even I'll even go as far to say even Hitler, even in his last few minutes, hypothetically, if he were to confess and to repent
Confess
and to
for
have
what?
faith.
This time.
Confess for what? Oh boy. Okay, so the issue, I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess based on the context of that, because I actually do know a little bit about theology.
Yeah, probably if he had repented for what he'd done, then he could have gone to heaven.
Which
last minute.
doesn't work in the Catholic sense, and Nick is a Catholic, so it doesn't actually work there. It doesn't actually work there. So when because like for like your standard evangelicals or your Baptists, then yeah, a deathbed conversion happens and works and is fine. For Catholicism, that doesn't work the same way. This seems like somebody who doesn't understand the theological position that Nick has.
Have you seen all of Nick Fuentes' debates with Destiny?
I've not seen all of them yet. I'm going to be working through them.
Destiny calls him out for I need to get the Social Blade little app thing you got to the right there, the Videolytics thing. I really need that. Destiny calls him out. Like, I literally grew up in like going to a fucking Catholic school. If you want to go into a contest of who knows more about Catholicism, you're gonna lose this one. And yeah, good memes.
I don't know, like I went to a Christian private school, but it wasn't Catholic. It was actually one funded by the IFB. Go figure. But however, I actually do have a few friends who are Catholic. One of them has a master's or is working on his master's in theology. So normally, whenever I have an issue, I'm just like, how does this actually work within the framework of Catholicism? I'll usually ask him, and he'll say, hey, this is why this works. For instance, there's a lot of Christians who get onto Catholics and say that, oh, well, they're worshiping idols. That's bad. And I'm like, yeah, but in Catholicism, they have 3 tiers of worship. There's a worship that's designated for God, and then there's sub-tiers of worship that are designated for other theological figures. So actually, no, it doesn't have the same implications as it does to like a Baptist. But that's called nuance, and apparently people have issue with that.
Especially religious people.
So,
I'm just throwing it out there, but yeah. Holy shit, I've been waiting through I'm 15 minutes into a 20-minute low priority queue to get into a game of League.
Jesus, how are you in low prio queue? Wait, who did you yell at?
I didn't yell at anybody. I just rage quit out of games whenever I die like 6 times off the bat. Some games I have very bad starts.
Fair enough.
But when I was last playing, before I got the Sleeper Buster ban, I was literally dropping like 25 kill games with 0 deaths.
Also, we happen to have another fan art for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't even like cats, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no. Why is it so good, though? What?
You don't even like cats.
I mean... Now, cat girls are another story, but...
But here you are.
God damn it.
High is like choking me. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the drugs that the Israelis gave me to stop my heart, but you have to acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is the boomer generation and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Not interested. I'm sorry.
Wait, pause it.
Yeah.
Boomer is a it's Jews. That's a dog whistle for Jews. So
Does that really become a dog whistle for Jews?
Yeah,
now?
no. Soph made it. Boomer. Whenever like somebody you might suspect of being a Nazi starts criticizing boomers, don't think, oh, maybe they have a good take. It's a dog whistle for Jews now. You know who Soph is, right?
I'm aware peripherally.
Okay, yeah. So Soph spends a lot of time with Brittany Venti and Nick Fuentes, and she made a video. She's a Nazi. She made a video recently called the group that's responsible for all our problems, with like the image of like all the bankers and actors and stuff. And then she just starts. It's very similar to Brittany Venti's video on pit bulls, where it's a dog whistle for the warrior gene in black people. She did the same thing, except she's like, I guess the Nazis are now doing it, but with boomers. I thought it was just like a one-time thing she was doing with the recommendation of Brittany Venti, but knowing that these two get like that Nick Fuentes and Soph are buds, and they both used boomer, and at least Soph has used boomer as a dog whistle for Jewish people. I have to assume here that, considering that was lumped in, there's like no good reason why that one quote of just him saying boomers are like a big problem would make sense in this context. I feel like it's probably a reference to Jews. But yeah, I would probably operate under the assumption that when an alleged, or I should say,
in this case,
suspected
confirmed
Nazi. Yeah, whenever anyone you might suspect of being a Nazi or is a confirmed Nazi starts talking about boomers, and they start saying boomers are responsible for a lot of problems, I would assume it's a dog whistle for Jews. I mean, it might be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Basically, it's one of those things where, like, if you apply the principle of charity, it doesn't mean that. But if you're not being charitable, then here we are.
Yeah,
basically.
I would recommend you either on stream or off stream watch Soph's video called "The Group Responsible for All of Our Problems."
The group responsible for all our troubles.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brittany Venti, but I just can't do it. You're an e-girl. You know the rule. No e-girls. Who's got the clip? No e-girls. Never. Hashtag.
He's talking about Brittany Venti in that clip. Holy shit. Well, there it goes. I mean, that's their like little friend group. They're Brittany Venti, Soph, the people from the kill stream, and him. Yeah. Deplorable.
So my question would be, what's the actual issue with it? I guess that because e-girls are like hyper-capitalists, and he hates capitalism?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I think it's like a inside joke they have. From my understanding, the no e-girls thing is like an inside joke. I don't think that, like, they Brittany Venti and Nick Fuentes are friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's their Fuen group. Nice meme. No comment.
Oh, jeez. Thanks, no comment, chick.
Never e-girls. Not even once. You know, you might think, oh, well, this one's good, though. Oh, well, but actually, this one's okay. No. Never. Ever. If she's a woman and she's online, forget about it. No exceptions, ever. I don't care if the sun turns black and pigs are flying. Never. I would never with an e-girl. Actually, I know...
Yeah, it's an inside joke on his channel.
Fair.
He and Brittany Venti are friends, though. She's been in like the debates with the when Destiny did the Soph debate. They're buds.
But I know it might not be politically correct, but yeah, if you oppose the state of Israel, I think you should get your head chopped off. I think you should get your brain chopped in half. With maybe they should just shoot you with an anti-aircraft gun or something in public in like a football stadium, and that way we'll just make an example of all these anti-Semites out there. You know, they're always on the rise doing the swastika thing. They're like on the verge of taking over the country and doing another Holocaust. It's urgent that we make an example of them, that we won't tolerate them. These people are.
Pause it. So yeah,
that's literally just sarcasm.
Yeah. Well, that's sarcasm, obviously, but that's him conflating any criticism of Israel. That's him making the straw man that the left likes to conflate any criticism of Israel being a imperialist state as being anti-Semitic, which no one does. No one.
Which is the same thing as when me and Ocean went after Nick immediately when they were like, "You know that he's part Latino, right? You're being pretty racist, my dude."
Yeah,
It's the
also,
same type of thing.
Hold on, I should open up Twitter because I got into a Twitter argument involving that. No, never mind. I muted it because the guy was so dumb. So I've been becoming friends with a lot of other YouTubers that aren't political but are also red pilled. So Fratanga Plays is one of them. I really recommend you check him out. And he does gaming videos on why, like PC master race videos, like criticizing console peasants. But he's red pilled behind the scenes. I did a stream with him, and me and him do calls, and we talk about how bad capitalism is and about the spread of the alt-right and all that, and he's a cool dude. But he never gets into politics on his channel, so he's got a lot of right-wingers on his Twitter. So whenever he gets political on Twitter and says the idea that building a giant fucking wall will solve all the problems with illegal immigration, or that it's even a good idea in the first place, is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. He had a bunch of Nazis, like people with the clown and the clown emoji and the planet emoji in his responses that are like friends, or I should say fans of his, saying like all sorts of Nazi shit. And I get into arguments with them. And I had a guy today that I argued with saying, "Ha, you can't call me a Nazi because I want the wall to be built. I'm from Portugal." And it's like, your race doesn't exclude you from being a Nazi. You can be a Hispanic Nazi.
It's like you can be a trans person who's still a transphobe. Like,
yeah, I argued against one of those earlier. Yeah,
like that's not terribly difficult.
So people are mad dumb, yo. People are mad dumb. And I'm so smart. I'm a genius. All these dumb people can suck my nuts. Science is dumb and it's wrong. There's just... Do you guys know anything? All these lab coat people bossing us around, telling us how we should run our country.
Are they? Where?
Lab coat
Where are the lab coat people who are bossing us around and telling us how to run our country?
Wait, what? Lab coat? Is that just anti-intellectualism? Like,
I think that's what that is.
Fucking lab coat people think they're so much better and smarter than us. God damn it.
I mean, I guess he should just not take medicine when he gets sick. That'd probably be a good idea, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, medicine was invented by a bunch of Jews, I'm pretty sure. He'd probably say that.
Real than whatever fag experiment you did, idiot. I listened to Black Science Guy. I listened to Neil deGrasse Tyson, that black scientist. Look, black people are smart too, okay? They've got a base black scientist, all right? Thomas Sowell, Neil deGrasse Tyson, this black scientist. He's so cool. He's so cool. I'm just a stupid white bitch, and this black scientist with his science tie, he's black. And he's a scientist, and he's just so cool. And
oh my god, he's focusing. It's
fuck
weird.
Am I watching?
Isn't it like? So when you have like a common criticism from the right is that the left engages in identity politics, right? And identity politics is a problem. And I agree, identity politics is not a good thing. Then you get takes like this. Oh boy.
All I can say is, what the fuck am I watching? Oh god.
And space is just so cool. We're all stardust. We're all carbon atoms, man. We came from stars, dude. It's all so cool, man.
He's having a breakdown.
I'm so mad all the time about this kind of stuff. It's not that cool. It's not even real. Dumb.
What?
Wait, how?
What am I watching?
Wait, hold on. Nick Fuentes thinks that... Is this why him and Owen Benjamin got along for a while?
Is he just like denying science? Is that what we're watching?
Yeah, we're in science denialism territory.
Nice. I mean, he's a Catholic, so that makes sense, but okay.
It's just...
Alright. Nick Fuentes gets the bullet in Minecraft.
Get off Reddit for 5 seconds and watch something real. Outer space is not real. Moon landing wasn't real. Pictures of Earth, they're not real. They're computer generated.
Oh boy, let me deconstruct this one. Okay. So... all right. So, no matter what spacecraft you have when you're trying to take pictures of the Earth, you have to get that spacecraft further than the moon, which is our closest or our furthest satellite. You have to get that spacecraft further than the moon in order to take a picture of the Earth that is holistic, a picture that does not require any compositing in order to build it into an entire thing.
Yeah, because it's just so huge. You have to be pretty far.
Like I'm not saying that he's a flat. There's nothing about what I've said that makes him a flat earther. By the way, World Observer.
He's just claiming that there's no, or that the image is the. He said space isn't real though.
Yep.
So yeah, I imagine he probably is a flat earther. Let's be honest. He's
actually
like the fucking young Alex Jones.
So he's actually not. I know that he's not a flat earther. I know that one.
Okay.
But he has had some flat earthers that have used his takes and then got really mad at him when he decided to go to NASA. But no, I know that Nick's not a flat earther.
Okay. Well, he believes space isn't real and that science is a sham run by Jews, I guess. I'd assume that's what he would say. But okay, amazing.
True. But
amazing.
Not all anti. He's memeing about the moon and the Earth. Yeah, but
I don't know about that one, Chief. This
Yeah.
is Nick Fuentes. I think he means everything. Whenever he says some dumb shit and then says, "Oh, but it's all just jokes, guys." At the end, it becomes hard for me to be like, "Okay, yeah, he's just memeing then." You know?
We're gonna share them. I'm gonna pull them up. Sub-Saharan African, 1.3%.
George, you know, this is the problem with you
What's
people. It's
my
George,
people.
Yes,
I'm 2% African.
Wait, what did you just say? I'm 3% African?
This is he's 2% African.
Oh, even less. Okay. All right. Well, amazing.
Are you saying I'm 1% African? How can I?
I'm 1% now.
So, if anybody doesn't get the music that's in the background here, and people can criticize me for overanalyzing, but when I see propaganda, overanalyzing is pretty much exactly what you have to do. So the music in the background is fucking Jungle Japes from Donkey Kong Country.
Oh. Okay.
So,
is
and
that like because he's
the subtext is they're calling all the black people apes.
okay? Yeah, makes all right. Yep, sounds about right.
Black History Month, my favorite month. As a black man myself, you know I am 1.5 to 2% African, and I'm very proud. Sorry, Juan and everybody else, but you didn't have to deal with Jim Crow like my daddy did. Shit. And you're so...
Is this where we're at?
Yeah.
Is this where we're at?
These are his best takes, everyone.
This is the fan. These are the best moments of on the Nick Fuentes fan channel that we're watching right now. These are the fucking best Nick Fuentes moments that just leave all of his fans absolutely just blown away. You know, these are the moments that his fans watch and they're just like, "Oh, Nick Fuentes! Oh, he's such a fucking legend! Look how fucking savage he is."
Going to college, you know, put down the binders and the PowerPoint presentations and start making some babies again, please. You know, it's time to stop with the pants. Time to stop with the, we're not going to shave our armpits, though. Stop voting. Please, stop voting. Now! And I can't...
He's mad. Jesus Christ.
He doesn't like women voting, which is like... That's really cringe.
He's not sexist,
Come on, Nick.
though.
Come on, Nick. You posted cringe, bro.
He's just got controversial opinions. What are you talking about? Just like JonTron. He just had some controversial opinions. Why do you gotta call everyone you disagree with the Nazi? Come on. Left wing destroyed. I
say black, I gotta say African American. You're not from Africa. That's the funny thing. In the same speech, there.
So hold on a fucking second. So if you're gonna make the argument that I have to call them African American, not black, you're not from Africa. Okay, cool. But didn't you, in your dumb shit take, say that you were 2% African? So you're viewing African as a racial thing, not a geographical thing. So can a racial thing be tied, like if we even accept that race is a fucking thing, which I don't, if we have a racial thing and we tie it to a geographical thing, so African American, that statement is fine. Because the African, according to the way you argue, has to do with the race, and the American has to do with the geography.
Oh, I'm getting ganked. Yeah, alright. Yeah, here's the thing. Nick Fuentes, I don't think... I like to wonder, do you think he genuinely believes the things that he says sometimes? Like, I feel like he does in the sense that he, like, does hate these groups, and he probably... I don't think he believes the arguments that he makes. I think he's just saying whatever he has to say to justify his hatred. That's the impression that I get from Fuentes.
That might actually be a fairly good point. I mean, this would actually work out fairly well with the strange college rivalry with an alt-righter article, because in that one it literally pointed out that when he said stupid controversial shit, people
He got
actually
more
tuned
popular, yeah.
in. So he's doing it more at that point. That would make sense.
I feel like he's just doing it for just to justify his beliefs at this point, not even just to maintain his popularity. He's just coming off as being a grifter.
I mean, he does get accused of being a grifter pretty often.
He is. I 100% guarantee he is. He's a piece of shit, and he's 100% grifting. He doesn't believe the things that he's saying. He just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. That's the impression I
I'm
get.
very willing to accept that he believes the things that he's saying. That's just me. Also, you have more fan art that has been submitted.
Oh,
you actually got some Rule 63 this time.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, take a look. It's right there.
Okay. Oh, damn. That's really nice. Holy shit. That's really good. Thank you. It's like in the same style as my little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's go ahead and get that one.
Whoever drew that.
Yeah, that one was drawn by Baphomet.
Hey, thank you. Please post that in my fan Discord in the fan art section.
I also have a very... Oh god, how am I even going to do this one? Nightshade posted an 8-bit Surus, but I can't actually get that 8-bit Surus to go anywhere because it's so fucking tiny.
Oh, is it like a really small image or something?
Oh, it is nightmarishly small. Let's...
Oh,
Aha! We did it! We did it. We managed to do it. There is an 8-bit Surus. Tiny as hell. We'll throw that over here.
And it looks good. That's adorable. You should put that in like the corner of some of your videos.
At some point, maybe.
Black, call us African American, and then I'm like, well, you know, the roots of blacks are in Africa. I never been to Africa. What you talking about? I never been to Africa. Okay, so then which is it then? Are you black or you African American? For Christ's sake,
Have you? Who has he had this conversation with?
I don't think this is real. I think he's lying. I'm gonna be honest. Nick Fuentes is just sort of a psychopath. I mean, he's neurotic.
From Unforgivable Pop-Tart. This is our last one. That says, Nick, can you give a shout out to my nephew Addison? He has crippling autism and you are his favorite. Thanks. Well, yeah, hey, shout out to Addison. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's true or not. We have a lot of people in this show who would make a joke like that. But if that is true, then big shout out to Addison. You rock, big guy who's got crippling autism. I don't know anymore. It's hard because you're putting me in a tough spot. If that's a joke, I look like a retard. If it's not a joke, I look like a jerk. But hey, because I can't imagine people watching this show because I use.
When you have an audience that is so shitlord
toxic that they would literally make that joke and try to yeah, that's amazing.
Retarded all the time, but hey, shout out to you, big guy, if it is real, and we love you, big guy. We love you. We love all our fans. Autism, not autism. We're real equality here on the show. But that's gonna do it for us tonight.
Real equality, amazing.
Real equality.
I love Nick. What a nice guy. What just a stand-up dude. Holy shit.
What an r/nice guy.
What a nice dude. I just would love to have just some coffee with him. Amazing.
Well, that is the end of his go-off moments, one of the most popular videos on this Nick Fuentes fan channel.
Wow. Well, and I got my ass kicked in League. Amazing. Well...
So everything that possibly could have happened that was good that was happened. You got turned into a furry, you lost a game of League, you died in Minecraft.
I didn't lose. I'm still positive in my kill to death ratio, but good lord. There's something about Nick Fuentes that like I specifically don't like. He's one of like the people that just like he's just a bad person, you know? Like there's just he's less enjoyable to like. Usually when I watch like a really dumb video, I can at least like sit back and enjoy how dumb it is. But with Nick Fuentes' videos, it's actually kind of like upsetting. There's something about him that kind of gets to me. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he would like enjoy that, but I don't know. There's something about him specifically that kind of gets to me. I can't lie.
It just kind of creeps under your skin, and you're like, I share a genome with you.
Brother.
Like that's about how I feel. It's not even like I live on the same planet as you. It's like the same stuff that made you made me, and that makes me feel really uncomfortable. I don't know how I'm supposed to take that.
It's not a good thing.
Like I could legitimately, if I wanted to, I could probably just make a second YouTube channel and just LARP being a Nazi on that YouTube channel and make a metric fuck ton of money because it's lucrative to be that.
It is lucrative to be a Nazi on YouTube, unfortunately, and YouTube won't do shit about you. That's for sure.
But
oh god, this guy. How popular is he? Like how relevant is he right now?
He's got 40,000 subs and he gets a decent bit off of YouTube.
Okay, that's like okay. Yeah, never mind. That's not that much. Sorry, I thought he might have over 100,000. Only 40,000, really? Dude, I've been doing this for like a tenth of the amount of time he's been doing, and I've already got a quarter of his fucking relevancy. God damn. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. You know, he's only relevant right now to his core audience, but he doesn't really grow at a super fast rate.
Okay, but he does have like a pretty dedicated audience, you think?
Oh yeah, no, that's the whole like Knicker Nation thing. And I have to like really enunciate the C. I'm in the South. I don't enunciate my C's usually.
Yeah, that's why the Nick Gers thing almost got me that one time.
Yeah, but that whole like he has a whole name for his audience and he does the thing. I for a while toyed around with like calling my audience Hammerites, and now they're just like, just have that as my patron shit. I'm not gonna call my audience anything.
The Hammerites thing's pretty cool. I like it on like the
like in WoW.
Yeah, on the WoW thing, yeah.
So I think when Classic WoW releases next month, I actually am going to recreate the Holy Hammerites Guild in Classic WoW and have that for there. But I don't think that I'm gonna actually like use it for anything outside of just kind of some entertainment value. I don't know. I'm not gonna actually like have a designated name for my fan base.
I feel like I'm thinking the Hog Squad's what I'm gonna go with, but still, that's sort of. I don't want to post cringe too hard, you know what I mean? I people really like the Hog Squad for some reason. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it seems like it's getting pretty popular.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I can't actually see that tweet. I'm blocked.
What else we got, brother?
I think that's about it for this one. We are sitting at almost 3 hours, which is like
my god.
Which I know is not anywhere near the amount of time that you normally do your streams for.
Yeah, no, I stream a lot longer, but yeah, I mean, you haven't been like, because usually when I stream for this long, like I'm playing a game or something while I do it, but you've just been sort of chilling.
I've just been sitting here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like playing League.
Fair enough. No, my problem is that like if I were to actually put up a video game, because of the way I have my Streamlabs set up, every single sound from that game would come through, and I don't want to do that. I don't want my audience to have to listen to me playing a game. But in a few hours, I may just like stream Resident Evil or something.
Oh, we should play League, brother. I'm getting back into League.
You're getting back into League?
Yeah. Do you know who Ashon Lal is?
I do not actually.
Oh yeah, me and her have been talking. We've been buds. It's pretty cool.
Fair enough.
I almost got ganked.
I don't know.
I'm still getting ganked.
I might do League. I don't know. It depends. It depends on how I feel later.
Okay.
But I do know that I have to get dinner for everybody first. That'll be the first thing.
Is League like kind of a enraging game for you?
It's not an enraging game for me. It's that there are some days where I feel like, yeah, I can play a few games of League, I'll do it. And then there's some days where I'm like, I want to stream something single player and not just deal with people.
I know that feel, dude. Like online competitive games really kind of put me in like a weird, not good mood. I'm not gonna lie. Do you ever get that feeling where you're just like, I just want to quit anything multiplayer and competitive right now?
I've had that a few times where like I'll play a couple games and I'm just like, I'm not in the headspace to do this anymore. I'm not enjoying myself. And I play games to enjoy myself.
And it's sad too because there's some games that are online games like with Fortnite. I know it's kind of a meme, but I do enjoy Fortnite. Like there's something about it that I do enjoy, but there's something like I rage, you know? So it's like, fuck.
You know, and Fortnite's a game where at least 99 people will lose.
Yeah, that's what's so fucked about Fortnite. Like you're inherently like you're gonna go. You're never guaranteed to ever win a game when you play a game of Fortnite to at least have that happen for you.
You have literally a 1% chance of winning.
I mean, like even less sometimes, yeah. So it's like a lot of the time I'll find myself like not even motivated enough to play a match because like at least with like League of Legends or CS:GO, you have a 50% chance of winning, right? But in Fortnite, it's so much worse. And Fortnite's like one of the only like online games I play anymore other than like League and stuff. But yeah, I mean, gaming's getting kind of fucked these days. We're not going through a good time for gaming right now.
Nah. But that said, if I do end up doing something via League, then I will let you know beforehand. If it's going to be Resident Evil, then I'll probably just end up doing that as a normal stream. But we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Sounds cool. I'll probably tune into the stream either way, unless I'm playing League.
Fair enough.
In which case, I might be too busy.
Well, I do thank you for coming out. If anybody has not subscribed to Pigpuncher already, I think I actually made the horrible mistake of not putting Pigpuncher's stuff in my description, which makes me an objectively terrible person. Let me fix that real quick.
It's okay. Just Google Pigpuncher. Also, I advocate for the real-life genocide of all Yasuo players. I just saw what Yasuo is now. Is he broken right now in this current meta? Because Jesus Christ, he just dropped a penta.
There's never a point in time where Yasuo is not broken.
Okay, fuck. All right, well, I guess that's it for me today. It's been nice talking. It's been nice talking to all you guys. I guess I'll yeet out of here. I'll let you like wrap up the stream. It's been nice talking to you all. Pigpuncher out.
See you, Pig. And if you guys enjoyed the stream, do a like, share with your friends, all that fun stuff. If you didn't like the stream, you already told me in the live chat, let's be fair. Alrighty.